Hey, what is up, everybody? My name is One Natural 20, and I'm so glad that you're here. I just wanted to quickly introduce this Dungeons and Dragons campaign. If this is the first time you're tuning in, I just would say I'm so happy that you decided to watch and join us on our adventure. We've actually been playing for about 30-ish weeks at this point, so we're pretty well established into the story. And maybe later I'll come out with a video that kind of explains everything that's happened up to this point. But I just wanted to say I'm so thankful that you're watching. I'm so glad. And it would help us out a lot if you hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to continue to see the journey. Fair warning, there are some homebrew rules and things like that. I've actually created this whole world and everything that they're experiencing and seeing. Everything is built from the ground up. Except for like the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition player's handbook and things like that. So I hope you're ready to dive in because this adventure is full of crazy, fun, amazing things that I can't wait for you guys to experience. So enough of me talking. Let's dive in. Last time, our group spent most of their day in Lycedian. Knowing that they had to leave within the next day, they decided to go to Ava's enchantments, where they spoke with Ava, who helped them find some very meticulous and special magical items that the party has long needed. If you guys remember, I'd love for you to explain what you've got. I've got everything written down here. But we'll start with Leaf. So we know Leaf got some very fun and interesting stuff that she was super excited to buy. So Leaf, what did you get?
So Leaf got herself a nice little belt of returning that can hold up to 3 daggers. And one of them is her new dagger of venom that can do a lot of damage.
Awesome. And then next, so Frederick also was on the look for some really, really cool boots. However, these boots were very expensive, and maybe we'll pick up another time. But he did get something. What did you get, Frederick?
God, I have to remember. I got a book. I got 2 books. I got a book of the language of Dwarvish, and then I got another book. Somewhat, I think I got another book. I don't
Did
remember.
you get the darts?
Yeah, you got darts. I thought.
I did get darts. I do remember that.
From Ava's, you got
Returning darts.
some darts of returning.
That's
Really,
right.
What, 5, something like that.
Yeah, she didn't
It's
have
so
very
long.
many, and you got those books from that library.
Yes, I got a book on Dwarvish, and I got another book. I don't remember what
It was
was,
a book
though.
specifically about dragons, because
That's right,
Thornton
okay.
had led you to that book.
Yes,
Because of your
that's
knowledge.
Ah.
Corin, in Ava's, you found something that you thought was really cool.
Yes. So I got a cloak of. Hold on, let me make sure I say it correctly. I have it written down right here. It was a cloak of transformation. So basically, if I remember right, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I wear the appropriate clothing with it, and then after an hour or so, the cloak will memorize it, and then I don't have to wear it, or it gets absorbed basically into the cloak, and it doesn't. I don't. All I have to do is think, and I can change my outfit, with just a thought.
That's
And then
right.
also, just as important, got some stack of ad magic paper to promote Ava's shop, and then also some regular magic paper for when we don't want to promote her shop.
That's right.
So you basically got a portable telephone booth. Got it.
Yes. Sending them out.
Yes, you guys got some really cool stuff. You also, or I guess lastly, sorry, I'm having to fix some stuff on my stream a little bit. But lastly, we have Caltair, who got a very cool item. Was hesitant to even take it off the rack. Caltair, what did you grab?
Yes. So Cantel got a cloak of +1 to EC, or in this case, a cloak of protection.
Cloak of protection. Very nice. And I believe that was everything. You guys had kind of looked around for some other things, but settled on that. You guys spent about 800 gold and also got all of your items basically engraved with the Ava's Enchantments logo in various places to spread the name of Ava, and hopefully she'll get more business from this. You guys sent a letter off to Cephas to let him know that you are coming eventually. It is just taking you a bit longer than expected.
Strikes our fancy.
I'm sorry?
That whenever it strikes our fancy.
Yes. You almost wrote down some funny insults and others, but decided to keep it a bit classy and just let him know that you're on the way and that he better have, I believe, your crossbow? Or what was
My
it?
dagger.
Your dagger.
Yeah,
Your dagger. Afterwards, you guys then went to the library and looked for some more information, trying to do more study on Crexius, Corin. That is when Frederick had found this book of Thornton and was able to gain a little bit more knowledge that he'll get to learn on this session. You guys have it would have been after you went to the library and learned all your stuff, you would have spent the day. Today would be the day where you'd have to go to the gate and begin traveling south to Esaron. The caravan is kind of waiting, but before then, if you guys would like to learn now, I can kind of go into a little bit about maybe what some of the stuff was that you had read.
teacher.
Yes.
Not to nitpick, but didn't we also, if I'm remembering right, didn't we also send a letter to the warden?
Oh yes, you did. You sent a letter to Warden Silas asking if he's okay, if everything, what's going on, and you've yet to receive a reply.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure that was remembered because I do remember that from the campaign from the last session.
Mm-hmm.
And we've sent a letter to her mom and her brother.
Yes, you did. Okay. We all everybody's clear, I think, right? Everybody's good to go.
Then you also want to talk about the caravan?
Yeah, we can talk about the caravan. So that's a great point, too. You guys did also find out. You went and talked to the guy who was going to hire you. He was kind of this soldier-looking of a fellow. He has this large wagon, and he had it covered. And he seemed to be very pretentious, very hesitant that you would come over and try to open this wagon. And so after some talking and getting into his head a little bit, he does show you that he has a whole bunch of what look like silver bars, and also just a bunch of silver antiques and things that almost seem like a little bit weird to be commonly or uncommonly mixed with. And further talking to him, you find that while he's not supposed to share this information, that many of the other cities around Telestia have been ordered to send a bunch of their resources and money to devise this plan to go to war at Blackstone. And they are needing to gather resources and supplies. So this is just one wagon that you know of full of this silver that is supposed to be transporting this secretly and quietly. You've all been granted, I believe it was 100 gold a person. Could be.
I believe that was the deal.
I believe so.
100 gold a person to protect this wagon and the caravan, if possible. It is about a 10-day to get to Esaron at the current pace that you guys would normally go through. That can increase, that can slow down, just kind of depends on what happens throughout the journey.
Something didn't it? Didn't we see like something? We try to get into look at something magical in the wagon.
You did try to detect some magic. You believe that. I believe you did find traces of magic that was to kind of hide maybe ordinary objects or to disguise something.
So I remember it was we were looking at it and it was more or less like we could tell they were just trying to hide whatever they were bringing, and I think something like that. It didn't
And
seem out of the ordinary. At least I didn't think it did.
then we're also told, wasn't he trying to meet somebody in the city once he got there?
In Esaron,
Yes.
he had told you that he's basically instructed to meet with some people who will, in this case, quote unquote, sell the goods. But this will be a very specific individual who will be taking this wagon full of these goods to a very specific place that isn't normally the market in Esaron. It will be delivered to a bit of a different location where they will make arrangements to do with whatever they plan on doing with all this silver.
Oh, excuse that.
So now with you guys, a bit broker than before,
Worth it though.
and ready to go on an adventure. Is there anything you guys would like to do now? I'd say this is. I would say you would have already read kind of your books and spent the night back at the inn. It's early morning. You guys know that you need to be at the gate a little after sunup, if possible, so that way they can get ready to go.
Get down, eat some breakfast, and I'm ready to go to the gate when everyone else is ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Perfect.
Is there anything else
Do it.
before we go out? Everyone got their stuff. Everything's equipped.
Yep,
I think
I think.
everybody's good.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So, all of you begin to head over to the southern gate. Some of the things that you would have learned, specifically Frederick, you had kind of read through some of your book about dragons, and you just kind of had felt called to this book. You remember Thornton actually telepathically spoke to you. And reading through it, you didn't really hear or feel that same feeling that you had felt previously, but you did find a little bit of information about Thorfinn. There's actually a tale of him. While it's not long and it's not super informational, you do gather that there's a section dedicated to just Thorfinn in this book. It talks about a bunch of different dragons. Thorfinn is considered to be an elder dragon of some kind. He is considered to be ancient, far ancient, actually. And even in this book, there's like a disclaimer that says that there hasn't been enough evidence to really prove that Thorfinn is a real being. Or that he, even if he is, that he would still be alive. But it says that Thorfinn would have been, at this point, if he is, an elder dragon god who typically would have been known to perform good deeds, good acts. But many think that is only because many believe that he was. There's some argue on, or I guess you could say some. It's basically back and forth. The book is like, Thorfinn is considered to be an elder dragon god of the world, and that he assisted and helped creating the world, but at the same time, Torna was also a big part in that, and there's nothing that Torna ever mentioned about the elder dragon, so there is some back and forth.
Got it. We'll definitely keep that in mind.
Okay. And I'm sorry if I cough a lot, guys. Still trying to get over my illness.
Oh, you're good.
How dare you?
Don't spread it to us.
I know I'm terrible. Okay.
Before we head out, I'm gonna go ahead and jot down a quick letter to Rand, and I'll go ahead and just send it to you
Okay. On
on Discord. I'll just
Okay.
send it to you. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna pull up Discord on my phone actually. That way I have all y'all's messages in case you message me anything. Okay. So you write a little message. Takes you maybe 30 seconds to a minute before you finish, fold it up, and you watch as it poofs away.
He's the one that too. He'll be fine. He can get an ad.
Cool. So he will get that ad. All right. Okay, so you guys head to the southern part of the city, where you begin to see that there's a lot of people heading this way. As you make your way there, you already see other caravans are already leaving, as if other people are already suited up, ready to go for their journey wherever it is that they're going. You begin looking around for the man who had hired you, and you end up finding him, and his wagon is all suited up. And you also see that there are 6 other wagons that seem to all be kind of clustered up next to it. You see a bunch of people are kind of standing there. They're waiting around. Some people are putting crates and kegs and other things into their wagons. There's families giving each other hugs and goodbyes, and all of this is happening. Where you do find the man who had hired you, but he seems to be talking to an interesting individual that you haven't seen before. This individual is very, at first glance, doesn't appear to have skin of the same nature. As it stands there talking, you see that there is some sort of agreement between the man and this individual. This individual, this person, maybe it's hard for you to tell, but very feathery, almost bird-like, in a way, that is standing and speaking to this guy who's hired you already. This person's back is towards you, and as you get closer, even still, it's a bit hard to maybe really understand, as this isn't a creature maybe that you've seen before. What would you all like to do?
Just gonna kind of, at least personally, I'll stay back and kind of get in the eye view of the person who hired us, so he can at least see us, and then just kind of wait until they finish talking.
Okay. As he's talking and he kind of shares a laugh, there's a moment where he sees all of you, and he takes this person, points, and you see this person turn to face you all. I would like to introduce Alex to our group for tonight's session. Alex, please explain your character and who are they looking at?
So first, I wanted to just. You hear me well with the voice changer?
Yeah, I think we can hear you.
Okay. So you're gonna see a very covered face. But yeah, it is very feathery. And it looks like some holy clothing on her. Robes and a shield.
Okay.
Her feathers are a grayish brown, and her eyes are a piercing orange.
Okay. This man who is introducing you to this party, basically what he has told you is that there's a group already that he's hired, but he's basically willing to hire you as well for the same price, 100 gold, to protect the caravan and run with them, to which that you have agreed. And you are now seeing this group who you're going to be working with for the next 10 days or so. You all see this as the guy who I believe I think I forgot to write his name down. It was super generic though, I think.
Ed.
No, I had it. It was like Theodore.
Theodore.
Just Tharden, you know, no big deal. Just in.
Yeah, it's Theodore.
Whoa.
And
What?
So Theodore looks at you all. Oh, come here. This one is going to be helping you out on your journey. I just hired her to help us. I hope that you can all get along. I'm sure you could use the extra muscle.
Well, you know, safety in numbers, right?
Extra hands can always help.
You have hands?
I mean, am I near them right now?
Yes, yeah, you're right there with them. You're all kind of grouped up. He's introducing you to them.
I'll leave it on that.
Okay, cool.
Because I saw you rearranging the things, and I'm like, oops.
No big deal. So what did you ask, Leaf?
So
Do you-
I'm getting close to him, yes. As she says that oh, you have a hand?
Oh yeah.
Well, so the defeat with the owl folks is that they have their wings, but they have hands, and they're very similar to Eric or Kra in a way. So she shyly, well, yes, I do have a hand of my own to work with.
excuse me for asking, what abilities do you have to bring to the guard?
Well,
Physical, magical, both?
a bit of both. I'm quite the sharpshooter, and you see some little dancing lights going, and I can heal, which is very useful for injured.
We definitely could use that. I'm Corin.
One,
Corin, nice to meet you.
Mazikeen.
Mazikeen.
Told me Mazzy.
Well, nice to meet you. I'll let everyone, I don't speak for the party, but I'll let everyone introduce, and I'll go ahead and my hand will kind of, like a chill touch, like kind of grow like a little cold. And then then you'll see later, I'll also, will come from the ground. I also bring magical means to the party.
Well, that's great. Magic is the essence of the world. The more we have, the better it is.
Leaf is
I
gonna walk up to her very like all peppy and like she saw that Corin was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. And so she's gonna walk up and take her hand and be like, hey, I'm Leaf.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. Hi. Mazzy King.
Nice to meet you, Mazzy.
I will kind of step up to the side and just kind of reach out my hand. Hi, name's Frederick. Nice to meet you.
And I'll do a bow. Rather than take the hand.
Got it. And I like pull my hand away. All right. And I just kind of step back.
Kalter will take his turn, step forward, give a bow. Pleasure to meet you, Mazikeen. You can just call me Cal.
Cal? Razzie? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and look at Theodore. Seems like the other caravans are going. I thought you wanted them to stay kind of close together.
That would be
They have-
that'd be the plan, but well, some other caravans already left. But there's 6 other wagons here, and with all 5 of you, I think we could make it work as long as we stay close and we huddle up
Now,
at night. I think we'll be fine.
Per our agreement, since there's 6 wagons, are we supposed to each be taking a wagon, or are we around all the wagons, or is this up to our discretion as regards?
I guess it's just up to you, to what you feel like is most safe. I'm going to be guarding my wagon, but you can most certainly distribute yourselves. Meet some of the other wagon owners, or all stay next to me. It doesn't really matter. Just protect my wagon, and then
You
protect.
did
the
hire
rest.
us. You did hire.
I did. So just do your best to protect us, and do your best to protect everybody else if possible. In the event that something happens, we may not have anything happen. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Luck never seems to go that way.
uh,
I'll prepare for the worst.
well, I'm leaving it up to you to
Safe
decide.
words.
Leaving it up to you all to decide how you would like to travel. But we'll be leaving here in about 15 minutes or so, as he begins to immediately turn around and go back to his wagon, talks to a few other people who seem to be maybe just counting things and getting some records and such ready to go, as some of the other wagon owners begin to chat amongst themselves.
I'm gonna go up to Cal real quick. How's your ring situation doing?
Cal will look at the ring. It looks like I have room for something on the small side, like a level 1 spell. Something really small effect.
And I can't remember what did we say? Does it take? How long does it take for the ring to transfer? Is there a thing, or is it just a pump? You pump a spell in.
You basically you put on the ring, and then you try to cast a spell with it, and then you just do it with the intent that the ring will store it for you.
Gotcha. Well, may I put my hand
Of
out?
course. Yeah, I'll hand Corin the ring so he can put a spell into it. It has room for 1 level 1 spell.
That's fine. I'll pump a false life into it,
Okay.
just in case you need that protection again. It seemed to help last time.
Oh yes, it helped a great deal last time. Thank you. Things were dicey last time I got to use them.
Cool. You watch as the familiar, you cast the false life into this ring, where this ring, almost like a backwards tornado, basically sucks this spell into it, and then you see a light infuse onto the ring, indicating that there is this spell stored within.
Cool. And then I'll hand it back to Cal, and I'll look to the rest of the group. I say, personally, let's kind of stay close to this wagon, kind of look out for everything else, and then, Mazikeen, I know you just got hired too, but you obviously you're more than welcome to do what you want. But as for us, yeah, let's kind of just keep an eye out. If you hear anything, just shout like normal. Does anybody else need to do anything before we leave?
I believe. Say it.
Okay. All right, you guys kind of mingle around with yourselves and until you hear kind of a whistle blow, and you see that everybody in your current caravan all kind of takes attention to this. You see what looks like another human, one you haven't seen before. Basically, look at all of you. This guy seems to be a bit tall, around 6 foot or so, and seems to be holding up some type of megaphone in a way, and just yells, "We're fixing to move out! Everybody with me!" And you immediately see as the wagons begin to basically form a line, um, the guy who hired you, Theodore, walks up and says, "Hey, we're fixing to go, so it's just best if maybe you hang around us for a little bit until we're actually on the road, and then you can do as you please, I guess, while we're traveling. We're gonna travel for about 8-ish hours, and then we'll call it a rest. Maybe a little longer. It just kind of depends on how far we get, how we do."
Sounds good.
Perfect. You all kind of begin to huddle around, and you watch as each wagon begins to take off. As they take off into basically a straight line, or Theodore looks at you all. By the way, the guy who was yelling, he's our caravan master. He's just going to be leading us. He's going to hang out on my wagon, but he's going to be leading this entire caravan. He's going to sound mean. It's just because he's watching over 7 wagons right now.
What is his name?
You should just ask him. It's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Is he the one who started this whole show?
He gets paid some type of money to lead caravans. If he leads all of them or most of them, he gets paid a great income, I guess. I don't really. It's too stressful of a job for me. But he tries to. Sometimes they have wagons themselves that they stay in. Sometimes they will ask to stay on someone else's. He asked me, and I just told him sure.
Yeah, that's not the problem.
Yeah, maybe Cal, you make the introductions. You know I'm bad with first impressions.
Maybe bad with last impressions.
Add that to your tail. I'm just gonna start walking out after that. Stick close.
Those wagons, they have tarps on them, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you actually notice that each wagon has a different colored tarp. You will see that your wagon has this kind of grayish, old kind of cotton tarp that is pulled over and strapped down. But the rest of them, you do see one with a red tarp, a purple tarp, a blue tarp, black tarp, green tarp, and another kind of gray tarp.
I would just ask him, because you're going to see Mazzy going up, like, flying up to the top of the tarp to have a better view of the surrounding as we ride.
Okay. You guys all watch.
She's on,
really good
on the
idea.
roof of the wagon.
Cool. So you guys watch as Mazakine takes her way up to the top of this wagon and has this bird's eye view, or owl's eye view, I guess you could say,
Yep.
of this group.
I love it.
Not another one.
This is gonna be a long ride.
All right. You guys all begin to take off, and as you do, you begin to move kind of slow at first, as everybody has to adjust to the pace and kind of just get on the right track before you guys are now moving at a good speed.
We're all
and
kind
on
of
your
just
way.
walking with the caravan, or
Yes, yeah. You guys are just kind of walking alongside. It's not like it's rolling fast. It's enough just for you guys to walk. You guys at this point are now just kind of walking alongside each wagon, or your current wagon. You're free to, if you'd like to, explore the other wagons, other people, or if you'd like to just kind of wait out the day or see if something happens, you can do that too. But
Just take. Go ahead. Sorry.
I said you guys are more than welcome to do whatever you'd like. What would you guys like to do? Do you have any questions?
I'm just gonna stay close to our wagon, but just try to keep an eye out on the. I'm guessing if there's any wagons near us, keep an eye out on them, and then if there's anything beyond that, just kind of keep a scan throughout the day.
Okay. Cool. Just looking at where you guys are at right now, your wagon seems to be placed in the 4th position. So there are 3 more wagons in front of you. There's 3 wagons behind you.
And that first wagon, that has the person running all of this there up at the front.
He currently is now, but it seems like after maybe 15-20 minutes, he is kind of hopping off, shifting, trying to talk to everybody. Hasn't made his way back to you guys yet.
I would like to kind of make my way up to the front wagon and just kind of perch up somewhere on the wagon just to kind of keep an eye out, but keep to myself a little bit.
Okay. You walk up to this first wagon, and you see that this wagon's tarp is the other grayish, whitish kind of tarped wagon. You see one guy who is controlling the horses, and he, off the bat, you can tell this is a dwarf who is small, very thick beard, very like not wrinkled but just muddled face that you can see. Almost bald on top of the head, and as you kind of get up, he just kind of looks over you with a bit of a side eye and continues to just steer the way, essentially.
So I know we talked about this when I first started reading the Dwarvish book.
Mm-hmm.
You said I know at least a Dwarvish greeting.
Yes, you do.
Very, very simple.
Hello.
I'd like to just basically in Dwarvish but use that greeting. And did you say it was more of like a very what's it called? Very polite greeting, or was this more? Of
it's a much more formal greeting.
Formal, that's the word. I'll just kind of I'll say the greeting and kind of try to like, sorry, I'm learning Dwarvish. I hope that did come off like too formal or bad.
Kind of like holding the reins, kind of looks over you, and then just keeps looking forward.
The silent type. Got it. I'll keep to myself, and I'll just kind of prop my legs up and take out my Dwarvish book and read a little bit.
You kind of notice as he sits there, he kind of scoots and continues to focus for now. Doesn't seem like he's much of a talker.
How far is the first wagon from us?
So each wagon has about a 10-foot distance in between.
Okay, so it's pretty close. Can I see Frederick?
I'd say sitting up on this wagon, you would be able to. If you're standing off to the side, you can see up ahead that Frederick is up there.
Oh, I'm gonna cast a message. I'm gonna pull out a piece of copper wire and just speak into it. If you're gonna be up there for a while, if you don't mind, I'll just send you a message every hour, and you can reply to this and see how everything's going.
And that just gets basically put into my head, right?
You can.
Yes, it's like a whisper to your
right.
your
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm just sitting there, like, kind of calm, reading my book, and as soon as I get that message, I'm like, that is so weird. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll send a message back every hour. That's how that works. I'll just kind of just sit back and just kind of read my book, but like looking over my shoulder every once in a while.
Every time you like look over your shoulder towards the dwarf, he kind of just looks over back at you for a second, and then just kind of consistently like moves a little bit more away from you.
Can I see Mazikeen as well on the other side, or wherever she had went?
You can see Mazikeen very clearly on top of the wagon. Yes.
Of our wagon?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Sorry, I thought you were saying you went to a different wagon. Never mind. Just gonna, if anybody departs, I'm gonna just make sure messages are sent across so that we can all stay in somewhat contact.
Okay. You sent out a message to everybody?
Well, if the rest of us are right here, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
But I think Frederick's the only one who like went super far away. I thought Mazkeen did too, but I misheard.
Okay. Cool.
You'll know exactly where Cal is because he's going to pull out and play his lute while we're walking along to like kind of practice some stuff, practice some tunes and some songs he's written down over time.
Okay.
Well, Leaf was gonna go up to the front, but she saw Freddy go up there, and so she's gonna go to the back and sit on the back of the last wagon, and just have a crossbow in her lap and just watch back behind him.
Okay. So, heading to the back of the wagon, actually, you see that there's no room for you because there are two halflings currently driving this wagon. They both kind of give you a wave as you walk back there. You're free to try and, I guess, sit on the back of their wagon if you like.
Yeah. So I can
back.
watch if anybody's coming up behind us.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of, as they're moving, do your best to jump up and make it just in the back and kind of just dangle your legs off the back. And you guys are now on your way. Anybody like to do anything else during this time?
If I ever get a chance to actually sit and ride and I don't have to scout, I just want to read that more about that DD's book about Crexus when he was a human.
Okay.
Just kind of delve deeper into that.
Okay.
To pass the time.
Got you. All right. It's a few moments, maybe another 15 minutes or so before you do see the caravan master make his way back to your group. He looks over at Theodore. Everything looking okay as he kind of slams his hand down on the side of the wagon. And Theodore looks over. Yes, everything's working, and our group is just ready to get to Esaron. And he says, Snide, you've got a decent-sized group, I can see. I noticed you all earlier. Most everybody else is in 2s and 3s. He's like, well, you can never ask for too much protection. He says, well, I'd love to meet you all, but just got to make sure the rest of the wagons are all good to go. Nobody needs a repair on their wheel or anything. And maybe we can catch up a little bit later. So he kind of eyes each individual a few times before giving a half smile and then moving back to the next wagon. Okay.
Actually, looking around, does it, at least from my position, does it look like most of the carts have pretty small groups?
It does. As you look around, you see that the guy that you're with now, it just seems to be that he's the only one leading his wagon. But when you look straight back, you see the second wagon only has 2, looks like maybe 2, there could be a third person. And the wagon behind them looks like there's 3 people. And then the further back, it's kind of hard to tell further back than that.
I'm gonna take note of that.
Okay.
Just seems odd that we're the only, like, our cart is the only one that had like a lot of people guarding it, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, as the day goes on, you guys travel. You see a lot of these just kind of plains, kind of just open fields along this road that is traveling southward to Esaron. You don't really encounter a whole lot of activity. You do see other people coming in that are heading north to go back into Lycedian. Other people who are looking for either just a place to stay for the night, or they're heading to Lycedian to do some transport and other types of goods. But nothing really seems different until I will have Frederick roll a perception check, being on the front of the caravan.
Come on, first roll of the night.
Crazy. This is gonna suck.
Would I be able to see Frederick from here?
I would say because I would say because he is sitting up on the wagon, you are able to kind of get an angle to see him.
Okay. So let's see. I can. Okay. So I'm just thinking here. Like, I can use my bend luck feature. After he makes the roll, but not like before anything actually happens.
Okay.
So I want to see what you roll first, but if it's like on the if it's. You know, I don't think my bend luck will help you here, so I'm not gonna use it.
Good old
Okay.
10. I'm pretty. My nose is pretty deep into this this dwarvish book. I'm trying to really learn this.
All right. So you are reading this book, and you kind of hear, for just a moment, you hear almost like a slight snore coming from the guy next to you. And you read your book and you take a moment to look over to him, and you see he is just holding the reins, but he is currently snoring, asleep. And as you are holding your book and you look forward, you see there's a massive pit, and he is going straight.
I'm gonna quickly grab the reins and like stop the cart.
You pull back on the reins. The horses kind of rear back a few times. You can see they're ruffled up, and you usually make an animal handling check.
I don't know if I can do this.
3 caravans destroyed 15 minutes in.
From
Make another roll. I'm watching.
From up here, before he makes his roll, do I see a little bit of action up in front?
At this moment, you would start to see Frederick, who reaches over, pulls back the reins. You kind of hear the horses. A few other people sit up now and look. You guys would start to hear kind of this interesting commotion happening at the front of the caravan. Yes.
It's a 14.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I want to use my bend luck here. I'm gonna
It's not
use it here.
bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
Using Ben Luck.
All right. Yeah. So as Cal sees you kind of try to grab the reins and try to handle the the horses, Cal doesn't know why you're doing this, but obviously something's wrong. So while you're trying to get the horses to calm down and slow down, Cal's eyes glow orange. He just kind of wills for things to go a little better for you.
And
I'm
then
gonna
what
spend,
is?
two sorcery points, and I'm gonna roll a 1d4, and I get to add that as a bonus to your roll.
Ooh, better be good.
Come on.
That's
Hey,
two.
okay.
Two.
That's 16. That's
Okay.
16.
Not bad. That's not bad.
It's better than 1.
Okay. Well, due to Cal's Ben Luck, you are able to just pull the reins back in time and hold the horses steady, and it seems like the horses stop. They ruffle themselves a little bit. They are a little rowdy. They kind of move back and forth to the left and right a little bit, but you see you are at the crest's edge of what looks like a small, almost you could say like valley, that is some type of sinkhole that has happened here in the middle of this road. And you're able to come to a complete stop. You see the guy who's sleeping immediately comes up, "Hey! Hey!" And then he looks forward, and he's like, "Oh." And he kind of looks back at you, who's holding the reins, and
I just slowly look at him and glare at him.
he kind of looks around, dusts himself off, even though he's got no dust on him, and just looks at, "Well, good job."
I'm gonna slowly hand him the reins and like, you owe me one.
He kind of looks at you and, okay. At which point, the whole caravan comes to a stop. The caravan master you see running from probably the 6th wagon back all the way up to the front, and because you were there, Frederick, you get to hear, "All right, what's going on?" "Oh, yeah, okay. This is a big hole." So he's kind of looking down in it.
I don't know. It seems kind of small.
"Nope, that's 20 foot deep at least." As he's
Oh,
kinda
really?
looking down in it. Yeah. We don't want to go down in there. We
I
will.
wouldn't think I wanted to either.
We will find a way
Why
around.
do I feel this is part of moment? Why don't you enter the hole?
He is leaning over the edge, like looking down into this hole right now. Okay, well, we will find a way around. He kind of looks left, then looks right, and then looks up at Frederick and the other guy. Where do you guys think we should go? It doesn't seem like this is very long, but you do have to go off the road into the grass, it seems. Maybe a solid 40 feet or so.
Does this look natural at all? Or does it look man-made?
Make a investigation.
Investigation. Okay. Woo! I am on fire tonight. This is great.
Send a message. Hey, everything okay up there?
Again, just shit. Yeah. We have a hole in front of us. You guys should probably come up here.
The guy next to you is like, yeah, you see that?
I just,
Cal would
I
like
just
to
look at
come
him and
up
I'm like,
and
I wasn't
proceed.
talking. Fuck. It just looks like a hole at this point. Can I just look around? I wanna see. I just want to see if there's anything odd around. If there's like, if I could notice anyone or anything sitting like behind trees or something.
Yeah.
So like this is giving me weird vibes that like, hey, we're in a caravan, and now there's mysteriously a hole in front of us. So
Is it
Yeah.
possible for Cal to help Frederick at his looking around once I get to the front?
Yeah.
Please.
but-
Yeah, and
I
leave.
was gonna say.
And then go ahead,
The
leave.
caravan. I was gonna hop on Caravan and
Perfect.
With the whole caravan stopped, Leaf is gonna stand up in the wagon that she's in and like constantly head on a swivel, try to see what's going on.
Yeah, same. I want to kind of look from where not at the front, but look in the middle, kind of see if there's anything on the off to the sides or anything like that that might be off.
All right, everybody roll perception.
Except for me if I help Frederick.
Okay. Yes, you
Good
two
old-
can kind of be looking together.
Do you roll with advantage then?
you can roll-
Glitchy.
Yeah, you can roll with advantage
Oh,
if Frederick's going to
okay.
help you,
I'm gonna roll again then.
or if Kaltar's going to help you.
That's a 15. That's 1 point better.
Okay. You guys look around, and none of you see an individual or a group of people who seem to be watching from afar. But all of you who are looking come to a point to see that you end up finding that this hole, and it does look natural. At least it seems, if this was a trap laid, like a laid trap, then this would have been a very well made trap. At just glancing and looking about it. Other than that, the only way to get over it is if you knew some, or got really crafty or knew some way to go over it. Otherwise, you'll have to go around it. But no, you don't see anything suspicious off in the distances. There's really no trees around right here, but there are like some hills kind of forming at this point. Not very large hills, but just smaller ones.
I see the only way around this is to, well, go off-road a little bit. I can go ahead and scout out a little bit, just try and find some sort of clear path.
I'm at the fourth wagon, so good luck.
I mean, I seem to be pretty perceptive at this point, so.
I'm not up there with you.
I believe Mazikeen did run up as well.
It's
to
a
the
Mazikeen,
front.
I know Cal.
Asking Cal did, yeah.
Part.
Okay.
Except I'm probably on the top of this second part.
Okay. Okay. See some of the people there who are currently at that one. At first, like, confused, but they don't question too much of it, as they are also the ones looking around. So you'd like to kind of scout for maybe an an area you'd like to hold up the caravan and look for a better route, or would you like to just take a chance? Probably won't take too long. Like I said, it doesn't seem like this hole expands, but you don't
Right.
know if this is a sinkhole, you aren't sure if it's going to sink even more
Yep.
on each side.
I'll tell the guy running all this. Start getting the carts ready to go around this, and just start heading through. I'm gonna go ahead, maybe 50, 100 feet, something like that, and try and see if there's anything ahead that might be in our way.
He kind of nods his head. All right, I guess I'll get everybody ready. Are you wanting to go left or right?
Does which one seems a little bit smoother of a ride?
You can go and check each side if you'd like. They both look pretty much the same in terms of you gotta go up a little bit of a hill and then get around the sinkhole. But
You just see Frederick just meeny, meeny, miny, mo, could the tiger by its toe. Right. Well, we'll go right.
okay,
And I just kind of hop off, and I just start walking to the right, just to kind of scout out a little bit.
okay.
Before it goes, Mazzy just go down and say, wait a second, yeah, and you're gonna see her hand glow a little bit. I'd like to help you a little bit before you go scouting.
You accept it?
Sorry. Yes, I got. Yes, I'll accept it.
And I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and imbue him with a gift of alacrity, so you get an additional 1d8 on your initiative.
Okay.
If we get in a fight or anything, it lasts 8 hours, so we should be good for a while.
All right.
Very nice.
That was very nice.
And then go back up on the second wagon.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna smile and run. I'm gonna kind of go forward and just see if I can spot anything.
Okay.
Just try and see if I can get a clear path for the carts to go.
Sure. Make another investigation for me. For the rest of you, you guys all watch as the caravan master begins to organize everybody again. The wagons are all moving back to get away from the sinkhole, and he's beginning to like rotate people, kind of to go to the right side of the sinkhole.
I don't know why, but 14 is my favorite number right now.
Well, you investigate the ground. You get a feel for that there is kind of some more softer spots of the ground, as if too much weight maybe this close to the sinkhole probably will make it more of a sinkhole. But you do find what seems to be harder ground. It seems a little bit more solid, just from what you can tell. And you don't seem to find any creatures in the grass or any like boulders or anything that seem to maybe knock a wheel loose. Everything seems pretty safe going around the right side.
No Pokemon in the tall grass. Should be good.
Nah, you don't see a wild onyx or anything. You should be fine.
Got it. Cool. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. After kind of look around, I'm gonna make my way back and notify them. Should be all clear. Just kind of keep going this way. Avoid over here. Just pointing towards all the soft dirt, towards the sinkhole.
Okay. So you watch as hey, you're doing a pretty good job. He kind of flashes a half smile again, and he starts leading or trying to get people to follow kind of your direction. And you watch now as this caravan begins to snake around this sinkhole and off into the grass. You do see that there are some wagons who a little bumpy because it is off the path, but everybody begins to make their way around the sinkhole. However, as you guys are almost finishing up, coming around, it does seem like one wagon, its wheel does end up popping off. As you guys are moving, it seems to be maybe the sixth wagon in position. As it's cresting over this hill, it starts to come down, and they caught a little more speed than they probably should have. And maybe their wheels weren't very well maintained to begin with, but the wheel does pop off, rolls about 10-15 feet before falling over, and you can see everybody on it is wearing these hoods, but their hands are up, and they seem to be angry and upset. One of them goes and is grabbing the wheel. A few other people walk over there. They begin to try and fix it. You see the caravan master. Oh, what did I say? You're supposed to take care of these things. This has got to slow us down. And he begins to run back there and see if he can assist as well. Would anybody else like to go back there?
I'll go back there.
One that Leaf is on?
The one in front of you.
Okay. So yeah, Leaf's gonna jump off and do what little she can to help.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm staying on my second wagon.
Okay.
I guess Cal will go over to see if there's anything he can do to assist.
Okay.
Frederick at this point has grabbed 2 sticks and is guiding the caravan forward.
Nice, traffic director.
Very nice. Okay.
It's to a corner. I'm like, all right, that way.
Well, it seems like wagon 6 and 7 have now stopped, while the rest of them get onto the main path, and then they also stop and wait as wagon 6 needs a repair. You see there are 3 individuals who, hard to tell as they're wearing these long kind of cloaks and they've got hoods up. It's hard to kind of tell to see their face, but they are frustrated, and you can hear, and their voices have a bit of almost a sly sound to it. It sounds soft, yet almost maybe like snakish in a way. As they're talking, a few other people come up. Oh my gosh, what can we do to help? Just get away. As they push people away. For the 3 of you that are here, Leaf, Corin, and Cal, as you all approach, they look at you for a moment. You can almost just see that there is a interesting but hard to see face structure. It's not quite human or of a normal person's face, it seems, as they begin to try to assemble the wheel by themselves.
Does this assembling the wheel require a lot of strength? Like, does it look like they need a lot of strength to do this?
It does require some strength to lift the wagon, and also just a little bit of like mechanic work. So probably
Is there
under dexterity.
is there like a spare piece of wood maybe we can use as a lever to like try to help put a little bit pressure on it to help lift the wagon up, kind of like a car jack type thing?
You don't just happen to see any, but you could definitely try to ask maybe some other people or ask them and see if there would be a way to help. You see currently 2 of them are trying to lift, and they do get it up off the ground a little bit, but they're kind of struggling because it's like bowed down now.
Do you have any spare wood back here?
They look over at you and they ignore you.
If you take a piece of wood, put it underneath you, you might be able to get more leverage that way. Picking up like that is just going to hurt you.
You hear them as they grunt, as they lift, and they're slowly, while it seems like they're struggling, but slowly they are getting that up, while the other one is just like looking, waiting for it to go through the hole, and then that they can fasten it in. They're just kind of waiting for these 2 right now.
Okay, so Cal's gonna just wave a hand to Corin. Alright, sometimes we need actions more than words. And I'm going to cast Enlarge on one of them trying to lift the wagon.
Oh dear God.
Okay.
Man.
Alright, so a brief reminder for those who haven't seen me use Enlarge in a while.
Enlarge.
So I get to choose a creature within 30 feet. It's a concentration spell. I can hold it for up to a minute. That creature that I choose, they grow larger or smaller. In this case, larger, because I chose Enlarge. I should ask: Are they unwilling?
So as you begin to cast this spell on one of them, are you casting it on one of them trying to lift up?
Lift the wagon. Yeah.
At first, it feels resistance, maybe, or hesitation. And one of them looks at you. What are you doing?
Trying to give you a lift.
And this one seems to look over, and the other two look over, and they just kind of nod their head slowly, and they accept the enlarge.
Okay. Alright, so now they become one size larger. So if they were small, they become a medium. If they're medium, they become a large.
Okay. So
their size doubles in all dimensions, along with their weight is. Let me see here. Weight's multiplied by 8.
Okay.
And now they have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay. So you watch as this creature before, who was maybe 5'9", 5'10", is now almost 9, maybe 9 feet tall. Much larger in size. You watch as they're much now easier to just lift this wagon up. You watch as the wheel gets placed on and they drop it, and it sits, and as they are now beginning to fasten it to basically the axle and get it all set up to where it's locked in tight, you watch as the caravan master, who never left, kind of looks and is watching from a bit of afar. Make sure that thing stays on better this time. We can't afford to spend so much time fixing and making repairs. And it seems like the 3 individuals just ignore them as they go to work, and one of them kind of looks over at you, Cal. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, of course.
And after about a minute passes, you watch as the creature now shrinks back to their size that they were before. It takes them about 20 minutes afterwards just to actually get it fastened tight and repaired before it seems like they are ready to go. They alert the caravan master. Would any of you like to do anything else during, I guess, during that time, or like while they're fixing it? I guess
Yeah,
during the
I'll
20
hang
minutes that they're gonna
around.
fix.
In case they
What?
need another enlarge.
Yeah, well, I'll just hang around, but I'm gonna ritual cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So you take.
My eyes peeled for the surrounding.
Do what? What was that? I'm
She's
sorry,
just
Alex.
playing sentry mode.
I keep my eyes peeled
Oh.
for the surrounding.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys, you kind of keep your eyes peeled. Corn, you kind of watch. Cal, you kind of watch these individuals. Or Corn, you ritual cast comprehend languages. And you all, or for those that are watching, you notice that the 3 seem to kind of they are all not in agreement, and then the caravan master seems to walk over, and the wagon begins to move. There's a bit of a weird, like, how do you say this? The sound that,
Wobble.
yeah, a little bit like of a wobble sound. It kind of creaks now more than it did. It's definitely, it's not taken. It hasn't been very well taken care of, but it's moving now. It may happen again later. We'll have to see. And you guys are now back into this line. The caravan master kind of makes one final shout. If anybody's wagon needs to be fixed or looked at before we go, can we let's just do that now. And he kind of looks like for anybody who, and a few people start to get out and they start checking their wagons and like double checking because it doesn't seem like they want to get yelled at. So you see some people checking, and it's about another 5-10 minutes before the caravan begins to move again.
Before we walk away from the 3, I'm just gonna kind of keep my distance a little bit, but just kind of say to them, hopefully that's the end of your troubles. Let us know if you run into any more, and then before they say anything, I'll just go back to our wagon.
Okay. All right, Leaf, are you going back to the back?
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep an eye on their wagon because she's getting a really off vibe from them.
Okay.
So she's gonna kind of watch them because she's not sure that they're, supposed to be there.
That's xenophobist.
Frederick's up at the front, like the first cart, and I'm sitting next to the dwarf, and I'm like, "So how do you say this?" Like pointing to the dwarven book.
He's like, he's holding the reins, and he kind of just looks over. You can tell he like takes a moment to read it, and then he just goes back.
Dang.
You know, no, never mind. Just I'll leave you in your silence. Just kind of turn away from him and keep reading the book.
He sits there, and there's a bit of silence before you just hear, "My name's Grubble."
I kind of look at him out of the corner of my eye, like, the silence speaks now.
You
Name's
never,
Frederick.
you never asked, and he's just like
Well,
straightforward.
I did. It's like, well, I did try to greet you.
Just blank face, no reply.
No worries. I forgive you. Keeps reading.
Okay.
Yeah, Cal doesn't pay any mind to the shady people because that's half his life.
Yeah.
Just goes back to walking in the middle of the caravan again. Just kind of keep an eye on like the front and the back, just to see. Not playing the loot at the moment, just walking along.
Okay.
And then if possible, like every hour, I'll re-ritual cast if I can concentrate it on it, comprehend languages. Just see if I could pick up if anybody's speaking a different language. See if anybody's just kind of keeping tabs to see if I hear anything unique.
Okay. So you're just gonna kind of patrol the wagons a little bit, or?
I'll stick to our wagon, but if there's anybody since it's only I would imagine since it's kind of only, I'll hang back toward the back of our wagon and just since it's like only 10 feet away per wagon, I think, I'll just see if I pick up anything, and then at night I'll kind of like do patrol to see if I can pick up anything.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you guys all begin your travel once further. It seems like, at least for the rest of this day, nothing else happens. You get to a point where you've traveled there's a break in the middle of the day for everybody to kind of grab a lunch, and then there is a movement again for the remaining portion of the day. Throughout your day, you mainly see the same landscape. It's a lot of just these smaller hills have kind of begun. Way off in the distances, you would see some wildlife, some deer, some like rabbits and things like that. You'll see you see less and less people the further you get out, but every now and then you will see just a few other travelers. And you get to a point where it seems like the sun is coming down. It's not down, but it is getting cooler in the day, and you do see that the caravan master stops the wagon. He kind of halts everybody, and then points for Frederick, who's up front with now met Grubble. He tells you all, let's lead that way. That looks pretty safe. And he kind of points to basically an open, flat portion of the land. It seems. We'll set up camp over there. We'll just have everybody come in a circle, and then we'll put our campfire in the middle. I think that'll protect everybody the best.
All right, sounds good. Well, Grubble, you got the wheel. And I just kind of motion in the direction of that field.
He kind of looks at you for a brief moment before.
Oh, come on, you'll warm up to me, soon, hopefully.
Hits the reins, and he begins leading the group maybe 50-ish feet or so off into the flat portion of the land. Grub will take the wheel. That's awesome.
I read just the Grubble take the wheel. I'm like, oh my god.
You watch. The rest of you get to see that they are creating this circle of wagons, basically, where the front gets met to the back of the back wagon. So you have kind of this defensive measure, essentially to protect you all from anything. You all be circled and should be protected in the center. You watch as this full circle comes to play and everybody stops. The caravan master shouts out, "We'll be making camp here. You're free to do whatever you want. Go out and forage or, set a fire or whatever. Just do whatever you like. We'll start moving again at first dawn tomorrow." And he comes back to the group wagon, Theodore's wagon, and begins talking to Theodore a little bit about for the ones that are there. All right, I'll just grab some of my belongings and just kind of set up a small tent, and we'll just take care back here by your wagon. Theodore replies, "Oh, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'll make sure that everybody takes care of us and sleeps near us tonight, and surely nothing will happen on the first night." Caravan master, yeah.
Cal doesn't, or not Cal, Corin does a groan when he hears that, like a slight soft groan.
And you begin to see that everybody is hopping off. Frederick, you watch Grubble hop off his wagon for the first time. You see he is kind of short and stout. And he begins climbing off and saddling basically his horses as best as he can with the limited surroundings of trees and such. People begin to set up camp, essentially. There are small tents. There's a larger fire that is being made in the middle for anybody who may want to mingle with some of the other wagon people or caravan travelers. There's still a little bit of daylight, probably only for the next hour. Is there anything that you guys would like to do right now at this stop?
I would like to go back and check on the people from the 6th caravan.
Okay. Well, you can approach. What would you like to say or do? Or
I got comprehend languages up if I still can. If I have to re-ritual it, I'll re-ritual it. I just say, just want to make sure you guys didn't go into any trouble the rest of the day.
You watch as the three seem to be discussing to themselves as they all three look at you. We are fine. And they turn their backs towards you again.
No problem. We're guards for one of the caravans. I will just say generally we're guards for some of the caravans around, for the wagons around here. So we'll try to keep everyone protected. Just let us know if you need anything.
You see one of them just kind of looks and just kind of nods. Maybe in a bit more of like realization that you're actually a guard or a hired gun, basically. At that realization, there is a bit of a accepting nod, but
Wait, you guys don't. I don't need to know. Just being polite.
And again, they don't respond to you, but they just kind of nod their heads, and they kind of begin to go to the back of their wagon, and seems like they're looking under to grab some stuff out, probably some camping tent supplies and things like that.
All right. Well, we're just kind of make a perimeter walk around the circle of wagons.
Sure.
Make sure everything's going okay.
Okay. Starting from that 6th wagon. You'll go back, since you'll see Leaf is back there on that last wagon. Or either on it or next to it. I think you wanted to kind of keep an eye.
She's still gonna be on the wagon and like seeing the people from the 6th wagon start to get stuff out, she's gonna kind of like watch them and see if she can see anything that's under their tarp. She just really does. She's getting a weird vibe off these people, and they're being rude to her friends.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Hey.
Okay. So it's hard to see. It seems like what you do see are that when they're grabbing for things, they are looking and holding the tarp up just a little bit, like not very high, but just enough to kind of see inside, and they reach in and they'll pull something out. But what you see, it seems like you see some type of like a barrel on the first, like at the very back end of their wagon. There's 2 different barrels that you see. That's really all you're able to see from where you're at. Seems like there's just these 2 maybe rounded barrels.
And she wants the halflings that are driving the wagon that she's been on this whole time, when they get down, she's going to ask them if it's okay if she kind of sits at the front of their wagon to just kind of keep an eye on everything and have a bit of an elevated view.
They look at both of them. You see that there is a male and a female. The female speaks up. Oh, yeah, of course. I guess you're one of the people who are supposed to be guarding us.
Yeah, I'm with them. And I'm gonna kind of just use. You guys are halflings like me, and you don't make me feel small. And so I'm just gonna kind of stick with you, if that's okay. And if it's not, no, you guys are gonna be me.
She kind of just looks at you. Oh, we may be short, but we are strong as a group. And she kind of gives you then she goes in to kind of give you a hug. And she says, sit up here and take some time. We're going to be cooking up some food for us here in a little bit. And we'll give you some too, if you're hungry. I don't know if you have anything, but I'm sure you would.
I was love good food. I love good. I would be very thankful.
That second dinner I'm hearing?
Dinner, supper, luncheon.
Mm-hmm. She says, we'll figure out what we're gonna make here in just a little bit. We'll bring some to you. And she begins to go to the back of her wagon, and they start going through some of their stuff. What you're able to see when you were back there is they just had a lot of these crates or like boxes back there, and there were like some small ones, and then there were some like bigger ones. The bigger ones were on the bottom, small ones on the on top, and they seem to be all shut. So unless you opened them up and looked inside, you aren't sure. But if you were to guess, it's probably something simple. Maybe. Yeah. So they start going through some of their stuff. The rest of the group is too. You watch as Theodore kind of gets off and heads to the back of his and begins pulling out some camping supplies as well. And for those of you that are nearby, he kind of looks up. I don't really have a whole lot of extra sleeping bags. So I hope you guys have some. Kind of looking at some of you who are at the group wagon. Anyway.
I'm still walking around, I think.
Okay. So I think it's just Cal.
Yeah,
And-
Cal will pull out his own bedroll. Don't worry, I came prepared.
Cool. So it's just Cal and Mazakine, I think that's back here.
Well, I'd still be on
Oh,
the top of the wagon, but I'm gonna be like kind of patrolling in a way that I can see like behind the wagons, like every time I hop to another wagon, I see the back of it, just in case I see something like
okay.
that tried to get in. At least I have it in that way. do it counterclockwise or clockwise, whichever the wagons are.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Cool.
and as the night grows, I'm gonna pull out my just a simple moon judge sword and clip it on the side of my sheet, just so I have like a glow stick effect on me.
Okay. Okay. So, as all of this starts going on, you see Mazikeen starts to kind of patrol around the wagons. Everybody is kind of starting to settle down. It is slowly becoming darker as the sun is almost at sundown, I suppose. The air is a bit cooler, and people are starting to settle. There is a campfire starting to go up in the middle that it seems like the caravan master has helped kind of set as you all are, or as Corin is kind of going around. What you're able to gather for those who are walking around, you do see that there's a group of there's 2 elves that lead wagon 2. There are 3 humans that lead wagon 3, and then there's 1 human that leads the 5th wagon. 6th wagon, you just know that there's 3 people. It's hard to really figure out who they are as far as their race, because they are trying to keep themselves, seems like, hidden. And then the last wagon, 2 halflings with Leaf. And then there's the caravan master, who is a human as well, and he's kind of has this. He's a bit. He's like a 6 foot tall guy, but he's got like what looks like a beer belly, I guess. But he seems to be very much in charge and not afraid to be. As far as you know, you guys don't really detect anything off or strange, except for what you've encountered with the people at the 6th wagon. People notice you, and some people wave, some people just kind of look at you, some people will say hi. But for the most part, most people are just kind of doing their own thing. And night does begin to fall as more of these smaller campfires will get placed. A few people sit around the larger one, and seems like they're sharing some meals and some laughs and some talks. The halfling comes up to you, Leaf, the female, and seems like she has some type of sandwich. As she hands it up to you. Okay, here you go. We made you one of this. My name's Irwin, and my husband back there is Caspius. He's helping me here. It's not anything fancy, but maybe we'll have like a soup or something later this week.
I really appreciate it. My name's Leaf, and you'll see some of my friends walking around. They're really nice. So, if you need any help, just let one of us know. We'll
I think you're cutting up a
Is that-
little bit.
be right there. Lunch.
I'll say, is that just me?
Everybody?
I think you're cutting up some, yeah.
Everybody froze.
Yeah, just kind of.
Yeah.
Sounded like a messed up Steven for a second.
It sounded like you were doing a voice changer yourself.
Oh god.
Don't worry, Maz. Yours sounds way smoother than that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you'll have to repeat that. I'm sorry.
We missed it.
Yeah.
TLDR, she introduces herself, thanks them, and tells them that if they need anything from any of her friends,
Cool.
to let one of them know.
Okay. She kind of looks back at you. Well, you guys are just so nice. We'll try to take care of you if you need it. We're headed to Esaron as well, and can just got some business to do, and hopefully we can just settle down for a while after. And she kind of flashes a smile.
That'd be good. We're just kind of we're just kind of on our way down there, and we're gonna keep going. But it'll be nice to know that you're there, and then maybe when we come back, we can stop and see you.
So that would be so much fun, she says. I would love that. You'll have to make that happen sometime, but let's make sure we get there first. He says it's a long.
Oh, we will.
A long journey. And she kind of flashes a smile before headed off to her husband, who you haven't spoke with yet. For the rest of you, what else would you all like to do during this time? It is starting to grow night, but the bonfires kind of help with just camp lighting.
Probably gonna go back, have some dinner, and then in probably an hour, when it's after it's past nightfall, go do another perimeter check. If anybody else is around, I'll probably say, not sure if we want to take shifts. I'm not sure if we even want to do a look around, but I'm going to check probably, every so often. Maybe go together in pairs, or, just whatever. As long as I can see you, I can send you guys a message.
I'm probably going to be up for a little bit, so if we end up doing watches, I can do first watch, I guess.
I can do first watch with him, and then
I can take second.
I'll take whatever we have left over.
Yeah, just tell me what I gotta do, and I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. All right. So.
Would it be better to I know you prefer the second watch, Colin, but would it be easier if I took that, since that's is when it would be darkest?
Corn's a little hurt inside, but he's looking through. Okay,
I'm remembering when the giants showed up.
Yes, I know. As long as if I can, I'm gonna take Soren's quarterstaff, because we might as well make some use out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna take some extra, if there's any cloth I can find, and I'm just gonna try to tighten it around and make a makeshift torch. Actually, I think I have a torch from my. I think I have a torch.
You probably do.
So we all should have.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have torches, I have.
Yeah.
I have 10 torches you can borrow from me.
Yeah, as long as
I have so many.
I can have, as long as I don't think I have a spell for it, but
Oh yeah.
I can. I don't.
I have 10 of them as well.
Yeah, I was like, I can, as long as I have a torch, I can take second watch. But if you want to do second, we can maybe go opposites or walk around together.
Yeah, as long as you can see, that's what matters.
Okay. So, who is taking first watch?
It was me and
Mazikeen.
yes, Mazikeen.
Okay.
Also, I did want to mention too. I wanted, like, at the beginning of my first watch, kind of circling around the outside of the carts.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of just hold the medallion, my amulet, and just kind of, as I'm walking. Oh, I read the book you kind of pointed me towards. I kind of guessed you were pretty old, but didn't really answer a lot of questions. I don't know. This is strange. I know I've been following you for a while, but you're not really informative. Guess I'm just wondering if I'm still going on that right path. And just kind of still fondling the amulet. I'm just gonna kind of take my darts of returning and just kind of play with him a little bit. I'm gonna like throw him to the ground and then have him return back to my hand. Throw him to the ground, return it. Just kind of playing with it as I'm keeping an eye out.
Okay. You do so. There is like a at the end of your sentence. There's like a warm rumble to your amulet too.
Okay.
And you begin to hear the low, gruff voice of Thorfinn again, who tells you, Frederick, have I not given you community? I've led you to this place and these people. Continue, and time will tell.
Kind of smile to myself and nod. Oh,
Does Magicine notice?
I would.
The amulet or anything or whatever he's doing down there.
You would probably see him just kind of walking around. You may see him just kind of like holding this something in his hand, and he's kind of moving his head back and forth when he talks. He's obviously talking.
yeah, I'm not hiding this at all.
I'd say yeah, you'd probably see him as he's walking around.
You okay down there?
not even
That's on the road
noticing.
for the wagons.
Yeah, not even noticing you there. Like, God damn. What is with all of you people and scaring me? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm good. Just actually, why are you here? Not to be mean or what? I'm just curious.
Well, if you want to come up the wagons and walk with me, I can perhaps do a bit more.
Using my cool monk abilities, I'm just gonna quickly climb up onto the cart and prop a seat.
Well, you see, I'm a bit on the run, so to say. Some bad people have been burning my home and capturing a lot of us. And now I'm gonna reveal my face as being an owl folk, not just any bird. And they've been hunting most of us owls. See that we can be quite a luxury in our feathers and bones for spells and necromancy and whatnot. So, black market tend to pay high price for us, alive or dead.
Oh, that was just kind of like leans back a little.
And
Oh, that was
last come back on.
definitely wasn't expecting that.
So I usually offer my healing capacity in exchange for protection and hiding from those people. And safety in number.
That's
what they say.
that's true. Well, as far as I can tell you, though, at least with the group that I've been with, they seem like some pretty trustworthy folk. I mean, more than welcome to keep with us for a little bit, but totally up to you. We've all kind of got our, well, I don't really have people chasing after me or anything, but I don't really know if they're being chased after anybody, except for, maybe I shouldn't mention that. Anyways, they all have their own jumbled up issues. We kind of think we all have, so you might fit in more than you think.
And there is probably some time that will take much more of a hiding than following any groups. You know, if I can have a family of some sort, I'll sure try to keep touch.
But so wait, you're being hunted, basically? That I caught that right. You're being hunted.
More or less. I don't think any of my brothers or sisters either survived or fled like I did. I don't know. I haven't been back to my hometown in a while.
Wow. I mean, I'm a tiefling, and I thought that was bad enough, but didn't realize being one of you is that. I wouldn't say bad, but I wouldn't expect you guys to be hunted. Well, yeah, you seem pretty nice. I'll do what I can to protect you. And I know, like I said, the rest of the group, they mean well. They're pretty nice. So cozy up to them. I think they'll get your back too. And I'm just I take one of my darts and just kind of throw it down to the ground off the cart, and then just retrieve it back to my hand and just do it again.
I'll you know, thank you for keeping me company. You know, right now. And she kind of plucked one of her feathers on her wing and handed to him.
I can't take it. Huh. Thanks. I'll hold on to this.
You betcha. It'll be worth it.
I'm just gonna stick it like right, behind my ear. Just kind of poking out backwards. And I'm just gonna stick it there for now.
Make sure that our company stays safe. And she gets back up on her feet and resume roll.
Okay.
I'll get up. Standing up on the cart, I'm gonna attempt to do just a good old front flip off the cart. If I need to do an acrobatics check, I
Yeah.
definitely will.
Yes, please make an acrobatics check.
Yes.
She's looking behind to see
I am-
for a
Oh, no.
teacher.
I'm sorry, but I am so hoping I face plant into the ground.
Me too right now.
I want
I'm
it
not
so
awake
bad.
to help you with that one.
Okay,
No.
that's 21. I spot on.
You
Ah.
front flip, and it looks pretty cool. And you land on your
Nice.
feet as you.
I imagine, because my whole deal is like electricity, lightning, and whatnot. I imagine I do the front flip, land on my feet, and as soon as my feet hit the ground, little tiny sparks of electricity just kind of spark off from my feet. Haha.
And you start. walking.
Knowing that no one else saw, maybe except for Mazakine, I just kind of, yes, and then just start walking and patrolling.
Cool.
Nice one.
Oh shit. Thanks.
Cool. Which direction would you want to patrol? Would you want to head back towards the wagon 7 and then it goes to 1? Or would you want to.
I'd imagine we're kind of like,
Are you both going the same direction or opposite?
I feel like we're both going the same direction, but just like on opposite sides. At least I feel like that's what I'd be trying to do.
Probably.
That way you have
As
one
I
side
said,
and I have the other
so
one.
You have the head of the wagon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm basically moving forward so that I can see the back of the wagon.
Okay.
So I'd be kind of moving the same direction as she is, just on the opposite side of the circle. That way she has one side, I have the other.
Perfect. Okay. You guys do that, and as you do make your way to the 6th wagon, you notice that they're keeping watch as well, or one of them. And you would notice whoever's on the inside patrolling, you will see that there's one of them just kind of sitting up against the front front of their wheel, just kind of leaning back, leg out. Hood's still on, but you can kind of see that there's like a glow to their eyes as they just watch. And as you kind of patrol, or as you come, they are staring at you.
As I pass by, I noticed they have like a slight glow to their eyes, right?
Mm-hmm. Mazukine, you're on the opposite side where you would see two of them who are asleep, seems like. Or they're laying down.
Okay.
What color are their eyes glowing?
You see this orangish color.
I kind of nod, and then I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to kind of make my eyes glow. Um, I'll have them glow just a light blue.
Okay. You do
So
so.
that's it.
And as you're sitting there, there's a moment of just like a stare off almost of as it looks towards you. You see it pulls its hood back just enough to see that there are horns coming out of its head and rearing back. It's very red-skinned individual. You see that this is another tiefling.
Oh shit! Wait. Ah.
But it doesn't take long as the hood comes back, almost in a moment to identify with you in a way,
Okay.
as the hood comes back on over, and now it's a bit easier to see and understand maybe their position for you.
As a player, I was thinking like, are these like Yuan Ts or something, like half snake people?
Mm-hmm.
Because the way you talked for a second, that I'm like,
Earlier, yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
I was not expecting tieflings. Sorry. So you said they just kind of nod to me after taking their hood off and then put it back?
Not really nod, but just kind of like they pull their hood back and continue to stare as this individual pulls its arm back up to its face and just kind of watches.
See Frederick just goes, oh. Like just kind of a nod, like, alrighty then. And I'm just gonna keep walking. Keeping kind of a close eye on them. Because now I'm interested. They're tiefling. So, I don't know. But they're also keeping their hoods up. And as another tiefling, I know what people talk about us. That doesn't mean it's all not true. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on them.
Cool. Yeah, you watch as this individual seems to kind of watch you until you take your eyes off of them. Every once in a while, you may kind of look back and you see that they're not just constantly watching, but.
And I'm not trying to make it like too obvious. It's just like every once in a while, I'm just gonna kind of glance over, and then just kind of keep going.
Cool. Your guys' watch keeps going until you find that it's probably about time to alert the second watch, as nothing seems to happen. It's pretty quiet. You do hear what sounds like wolves howling off in the distance. As far as you know, hopefully that's really the only threat if they do come into this camp. But they seem to be far away. So. Would you guys like to go and alert your second watch?
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
I will.
Cool.
Who was second watch?
That'd be Corin.
I'll let Frederick be a pain, and I'm just gonna lay down on the top of our wagon, kind of blend in the grayish colors of the wagon.
Okay.
I'm gonna head over to Corin and give him a slight nudge. Hey, your turn to
All right. Thanks.
And I kind of like before you start to walk, I kind of grab your arm. You know, wagon 6. I think I look back. You guys were helping them earlier.
Snake people?
No. Don't point it out. But they're like me. Tiefling horns, you know,
Okay, okay.
devilish kind.
Way different
handsomely
thought. Okay,
looking.
cool. Makes
Got it. Don't point it out. Keep an eye on them. Just don't make it obvious, please.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'm just going to unroll my bedroll and take a good old sleep.
Okay.
Torch.
All right.
And not make it obvious.
Patrolling the
I need this to see.
patrolling the outside or the inside?
I will walk around the outside.
Okay. You go around the outside as well. You see that there are.
Sorry, before that, can I cast detect magic?
Yeah.
And then just keep walking around.
Sure.
See if anything interesting catches my eye.
Yeah. So for about 10 minutes, I believe it's 10 minutes. You
Mm-hmm.
walk around the camp. Are you wanting to head towards Wagon 6 first, or?
Yeah, whatever the
Wagon
shortest
7.
direction to Wagon 6. Like if I have to go backwards, I will.
Okay. Since you're in the middle, it's kind of an equal distance, so it's up to you. But yes, so you start heading back to go towards the back end of the caravan. You make your way around, and something you've noticed so far is that you seem to be the only one like awake, except for when you do make your way to Wagon 6. There is an individual who seems to be awake, but just sitting down. You're not certain if it's the same one that they saw, but there is an individual sitting kind of like this. And when they see you, their head kind of rises up a little bit. And you also see this orange glow of eyes that seem to kind of trace you as you walk by.
Just give him a wave.
There-
I'll send a message to him. Stay alert. Don't know what else is around, but it seems not many who I guess there's too many trusting people here. Just stay alert.
You almost see a slight nod, but it's hard to tell because of the night. But there is no reply.
Mm-hmm.
As you make your way around, you go around once, and you're pretty convinced that it's just you and this other individual who is awake.
Did I pick up anything from their caravan with the detect magic?
So, let's see. From them specifically, you did not detect any magic.
Okay.
But going around the caravans, you actually detected some magic in the 7th wagon.
The halflings? Okay.
Yes. You detected some magic in the 3rd wagon.
And that was the humans?
Yes, that was the 3 humans.
And what school?
So in the 7th, let's see. It's a familiar feeling of magic that you felt. Basically, it's I always get these schools. It's basically School of Magic. Let me pull it up really fast.
I'll say there's one school magic I know I'm super familiar with, so if I'm pinging that, I'm going to be on high alert anywhere.
Not necromancy, sorry.
Okay, I was going to say...
Jesus,
Fancy
skeleton
magic and
hands.
Leap is just
The
sleeping on
halflings,
there.
the halflings are just like, they just kill people and just like...
But they're so
There's just a
nice.
That's
There's
how they
like a
get you.
skeletal hand hanging out of the halfling's cart.
It would fall under. It's basically you felt this type of magic before. It gives off the same type of feeling as because I don't know exactly. I would say probably. Like maybe evocation magic.
Okay.
and transmutation.
Oh, and transmutation. Cool.
So you would kind of get that feeling.
Okay.
And then the other wagon 3, you would get transmutation. You would also get, let me double check, an abjuration in that one.
Okay, so same as I say, was Reagan, kind of. And now am I able to tell like where the area is that in the wagon? Is that on anybody that's near the wagon sleeping or?
It seems to be within the wagon.
Okay.
To your best knowledge.
Okay. Cool. Just gonna make a mental note of that. Just kind of keep walking, take my time. Slowly trying to scan out. Yeah, just make sure everything's okay.
Okay.
Trying to prove Cal wrong. I can do this.
Okay.
I won't screw this up.
You make your rounds a few times, going around and around and around, and still seems to be pretty silent until you found yourself believing that it's time to go to the third watch.
Okay.
Nothing seems to happen. Again, some wolves, but nothing else really.
Okay, cool. Who's doing third?
That would be me.
Okay. Go over and give him a little tap with the torch. Not burnt end, so. To my silly human eyes, everything went fine. Just so you know, give you quick notes from what I've gathered and what I was told. Keep it to yourself. The 6th wagon, tieflings. No problem, obviously. Just let you know. That's probably why they have their hoods up. 7th wagon has 2 with magic in it. I detected evocation, transmutation. The 3rd wagon is humans, 3 humans, and I detected transmutation and abjuration in that one. So I obviously couldn't see what it was. Everyone's asleep, besides the 6th wagon. They seem to have somebody watching too, which is understandable. But I don't. Everyone's, I guess, really dumb or trusting in us. So maybe we need to bring that up to the Caravan Master, and I look kind of like, I know the Caravan Master's kind of nearby, and look at his sleeping form like this guy, like what the, like, if they're all traveling together, there should be some sort of watch. So I don't know. I don't like this. This guy kind of, I don't know. I'm getting a weird vibe from the Caravan Master just between me and you. I don't know if he just doesn't know what he's doing, or he's just, I don't know.
We can always talk tomorrow with him about it.
Yeah. I just don't want anything. I don't want us getting caught with our pants down this time.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. Let me know if you need anything. Do you want this torch? Are you good?
It should be good. Save it so you can use it again later.
Thanks. Never giving him false life ever again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my bedroll, just like normal. Kind of get away from it, a little bit further away from everybody else in the party, and try to go back to sleep.
Okay. Cal, you start to make your rounds, and you do find that there is an individual awake at the 6th wagon as well, and you also see these orange eyes. However, when you see them, there's almost like a shock, like just an inside shock. Like you don't at first maybe know why, but you just know those eyes.
That's fucking yeah.
Orange.
I should have said that. I'm an idiot. I should have said
my
something.
color.
Yeah, I thought about that. My bad.
They are the exact same color that you would know your eyes to theoretically like pop in and out sometimes. And as they stare at you, there's just this almost feeling of isolation, this feeling of maybe loneliness, and this individual is just watching you as you walk by. There's almost maybe it's fear, maybe it's anxiety, but you are feeling just a little out of it because of this.
Yeah, when I see the glowing eyes and the color, I would probably instinctively like hold up some magic and my eyes would glow orange back for a second before walking by them.
In doing so, there is almost a moment of like this head movement, and there's like almost a shift in body movement even. However, they don't stand up, they don't get up to talk or anything, but they do watch you before you break eye contact, and all of those feelings just disappear immediately.
You want me to go ahead and roll a perception?
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a 15.
Okay. Observing the night and anything that happens besides the few times, you will notice your second time around, the individual who had looked at you is not looking up whenever you come around again. They're looking down, kind of away from you. And throughout your night, you watch as the sun begins to come up over the horizon. There's a very slight orange hue that comes up over the edge. It's not long before you see the group from Wagon 6 all wake, probably first, a little bit earlier, and begin to kind of get their things picked up and ready to go much faster. That does kind of awake Wagon 7 and Wagon 5. And some people are a little confused that people are getting up a little early, but nobody seems to complain that much as daylight begins to soar in through the sky. You guys see this amazing sunrise coming off of this hill that basically screams down this orange, bringing life back to the plants around you, bringing life to some color to the environment once further as you all awaken to the feel of the sun against your skin and waking you all up. You watch as people immediately begin to kind of get up and clean up their stuff. And even the caravan master gets up pretty quick and gets back into almost like a uniform. And begins to talk with each wagon leader, it seems like. Tries to, and comes around to the group's wagon and just kind of asks, "Does everyone sleep okay? Everything look fine?"
For the most
Yeah.
part, a couple security risks seems like.
You guys not watching, or
We were paid to watch this wagon,
kind
and
of?
we're happy to help to try to watch all the wagons. But again, we're only 5 people. Even now, if we literally go one per wagon, that's still there's 7 of us. We can't watch the whole night. As caravan master, I would hope you would we can maybe set something up as the days pass, maybe having one person from each caravan doing a watch. Because I think the only time all of us together is how we're going to get through this.
You see a confused look on the caravan master's face. I'm sorry. Theodore told me that you all offered to protect the whole caravan, and that you would be watching over everybody.
You
Kinda
just
look
mean there's a lot of ground to cover.
Look at Theodore.
You know.
So the things have changed. Yeah, it's the whole group first.
You do see that Theodore is kind of looking over a bit, maybe in shock. as he looks towards you, Corin. Well, I figured since there's, plenty of you, you'd be able to take care of it. I needed you to come on this trip.
And like we said, we don't mind to try to watch, but you can't expect us to stay up every single night, the whole night. You know that we have to do watches. We can't all of us stay up every hour of the night. Like at some point, each of us has to sleep. All I'm asking is that maybe some people from the other caravans take a initiative and maybe do a 4-hour, split it.
Okay.
Try to watch around.
There are other guards of the other caravans, yes?
He kind of looks amongst you all. Caravan master kind of looks over. We're informed you're the only guards. You guys seem to powerful enough. I mean, I've got. And he kind of pulls out a short sword, and says, "I could swing this, in case anything happens."
We don't need. I don't think we need more guards. Anybody can look, unless they're blind. Then obviously it's not going to work. But anybody can take a walk around. If worst case is if one of us is not around and they see something, cause a commotion, wake one of us. We're right here. We're easy to get a hold of. But again, you're going to run us dry if we have to spend next 10, 12 days every night trying to stay up.
Caravan master looks at you. Oh, well, again, I'm sorry. I was just told that you accepted to do that, and well, we can definitely try and work something out with some of the other people here.
Yeah, well, and I mean no disrespect. I want to keep everybody safe. I would hate to see that something would happen. Just last night, and I'll make sure to look up in the group. At least on my watch, I heard wolves. We can be as quick as we can, but wolves are faster. I would hate to see one of the wolves get too close when we're on the other side. It takes a good bit of time to walk around the whole caravan.
Yeah, you make a lot of sense.
Sorry, excuse me, Caravan Master. I completely apologize. This is we're the Unbroken. My name's Corin. I didn't even catch your name yet. I meant to introduce myself yesterday, but with everything going on, didn't seem to work.
Oh, it's not a problem. It's going back and forth and shouting. I don't expect anybody to really ask, but my name's Copper.
Copper.
Yes. Okay. Copper Knobberknocker, but just call me Copper.
Okay. Yes, sir. Caravan Master Copper.
Hey, that's it. And he kind of nods his head a little bit and looks over at Theodore, who kind of now face filled with shame, and to basically you're gathering that he's lied to you a little bit.
Well, just a reminder, we did last session, they did mention there being more caravans.
Oh yeah. We knew that.
I think we just didn't realize we were the only ones.
Well, the reason
here.
no. So the reason, at least, so out of character real quick, the reason I just said, "Oh, Theodore, it's group first," is because he specifically said as we started this journey, before we walked out, he said, "My wagon first."
Mm-hmm.
Then, so I was kind of trying to putting him in a little bit of a spot, saying, "Oh, has our terms changed? Is it now the first and then you second?" So that's when I had said that. That's what that was my intention to him.
Yeah, you see,
because he had definitely said my wagon first and then everybody else.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, at this point you do see. Oh, go ahead, Maz.
My freaking mic stopped working for some reason.
Oh no!
I was trying to say something and it was
no!
So I was like, Magic's head gonna pop up from the top of the wagon and be like, "We're gonna do the best we can with what we got."
Yes, I agree.
Why does nobody hear me?
Awesome. What?
I will say during all of this, I'm not even with the group.
You stayed up.
I'm walking over towards the caravan or the wagon 6.
Okay.
And I'm not making it obvious. I'm just heading towards them. And if they're packing up stuff, I'm just gonna kind of grab something of theirs that's on the ground and go to put it in the cart and just kind of lean over to one of them and be like, not gonna tell anybody who you guys are. Just want to chat a little bit, and just kind of put some stuff onto the cart.
Okay, you notice that they are, while already like hooded and stuff, it seems like they just kind of keep this on constantly. They all three kind of look at you distastefully, maybe, and they look at the item that you're holding, which I would say is probably like a small bag or something. And one of them just kind of holds their hand out to retrieve it from you.
I hand it to them, and as they grab it, I'm gonna tighten my grip on it so they can't take it right away. I'm just gonna lean in and be like, "Look, don't want to cause a scene. I just want to make sure you guys are in this for the right reason." And I just kind of let go and have them take it. And I'm, yeah, I'll let them take the bag.
As they pull it back from you, you almost see a active flame in their eyes. As the one that pulls the object away, another one just places its hand on this individual as that person takes and goes to the back of their wagon and places it in the back of of their cart. As one of them kind of steps forward. Do not dive in our business, tiefling.
I just kind of smirk and chuckle. Didn't expect that from one of my own. All right. And I kind of look over towards the one who had the flame in his eye, and my eyes just kind of spark with some electricity. And then I just slowly turn away and make my way back to the rest of the group.
As you turn away, there's another response from the same one. You show yourself so easily. Why?
Just stop and look back at him. Maybe because I don't want them to think that I'm some scum, some thief, some outlaw. But on a smile, they might think I'm one of them. Look, I get it. I know as much as you do. We're not liked. No one likes us. We're fiendish. We don't belong. But some people, and I just kind of glance over towards the group. Some people will take you in. But if you really want people to trust you, like you, don't do what they think you're gonna do.
Would Letha have caught any of this conversation if she's still with the halflings?
I think you probably wouldn't be able to hear it, but you may see an interaction happening between Frederick and this individual.
I did just realize that they are more red-toned and I'm blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These are all a bit more red-toned, from what you can tell. This one, after speaking to it, it just kind of looks at you and there's a nod. And it's hard to say if it's a nod of respect or a nod of just acknowledgement. But he turns his back away from you and continues to pick up their supplies.
Before I leave, I speak up, and I'm still one of you guys, though. You need my hand, you need my help. Speak up. We gotta watch each other's backs. And I'm going to grab a small, just a 1 gold coin, and I'm gonna flick it towards them. If none of them goes to grab it, I'm flicking it like onto the cart, basically.
Okay. You flick it up onto the cart as it lands. They notice it. Do you speak Infernal?
I think I do, since I am.
The default tiefling language you get.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
I'm pretty sure that's the default.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, no, I should have it on here.
Okay. You hear in this like very guttural, like almost demonic language that you haven't heard in some time, actually. And so it takes a moment for you to really remember some of the words, and it comes back to you. But you hear in Infernal almost a very distasteful, almost hateful version of this Infernal. And what you hear is the one who's been talking to you. You don't know the hell we've been through, Tiefling. Stay out of our way. Do not talk to us, and we will leave you alone.
I sigh slightly, and I'll turn away and head back to the group.
You do so as they continue to pick up their mess. Leaf, from what you're able to see, it's hard to really know what happened. 3 people who are hooded, and then you have Frederick who's talking to them. Just based off of general look, it seemed pretty neutral to you. It was hard to really understand what happened just from you seeing that. For the rest of you, you all are getting up and prepared. People are making some food. Some people aren't. Everybody is preparing. The caravan master kind of walks up to the middle, where the once bonfire is now out and kind of getting smothered, and he kind of looks amongst you all. 30 minutes and we're headed out. We got to get on the road today. We lost a little bit of time, so 30 minutes. Make it quick. As people begin to kind of hurry and get ready for the rest of this today's journey, anyway.
When the caravan master walks away, I want to go to Theodore and just tap him on the shoulder. No shame. I just want to make sure the rules were clear.
Kind of looks at you with still a shame-filled face. I mean, I'm sorry. I should have made it more aware. I just I really just didn't know if I was gonna have any protectors, and knowing that the rest of the caravan didn't really have people protecting them. I couldn't just protect just me, I guess. And so I offered instead of telling Copper that it was just for me, I told him that I had hired you all to protect the entire caravan. And in hopes of maybe more people would show up. And this other one did, the feathery friend did. Mazakeen, that's right. And but you're it. So
Okay.
I hate to say it, but if anything happens to the caravan, it's gonna be on your guys' hands, at least. That's how people will see it.
Look, we'll gladly help and protect, but each life is their own. If they don't want to defend their life, that's on them. If something happens, they're going to need to step up themselves. Doesn't say we're not going to offer a helping hand, but again, if you value your life, if you value the value of life, then they need to know they need to protect themselves. They can't just be hand-fed everything throughout this journey.
Oh, trust me, I know. And I promise you, each individual here has some sort of weapon tucked away in case they need to use it. But we're going to be in territory that presents bad guys, bandits and the occasional giants roaming around, and goblins and kobolds and all of those things. I mean, the pack of bears or something, I don't know, comes by. These simple swords aren't going to work. You guys, look at you guys. You obviously look way stronger than some of these other people.
As always, knife in the gut will do just as well as any you can throw. Let's talk later, because again, first, actually, question: are any of these people with you on your supply delivery that you know of?
Any of these other people here in this caravan?
Yes.
It's just me.
Just you?
I'm the only one that knows. Well, and you guys.
Okay.
The ones that I've told.
That's
yes.
the truth?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the truth. Not even. I haven't told Mazakine either.
You didn't pocket any extra gold from Copper, did you? For our services for the caravan?
No, I wouldn't do that. I might not tell the full truth, but I'm not lying about where the wages are going.
That's fine. I was just curious. Okay. Again, like I said, no shame. I'm glad everyone's starting on a good foot. Let's hope this day is uneventful. I'd rather not fight, but we will be there.
I hope so as well. Well, we should
Give him a clap on the shoulder. Come on.
He kind of begins to get saddled up or at least get his wagon prepared and ready to go, as seems like the rest of the caravan's getting close to being ready.
If any of them come back from our group, I'll kind of relay the information that we found out last night about the magic I detected on which wagon. Everybody but Theodore, because I was just curious if he knew anything. But I'll let everybody else know in our group, including Mazakine, about what I saw.
Okay. So all of you, so you're telling Mazakine as well, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So at some point throughout probably this next 20-30 minutes or so, Corin does make it a moment to come by and talk to all of you about his watch and just kind of what he's seen.
Cal, I can't. Oh my God, I forgot. Super important info. Wagon 6. Orange eyes.
Yes, I noticed that last night.
Oh, I'm super sorry. I was half asleep and woke up this morning. I was like, I knew I forgot to tell him something last night.
No, it's alright. Yeah, it's a little strange.
But there was no magic I detected off of their wagon, so.
Okay.
Need a little hardtack. Let's get going.
All right. Would anybody like to go and set a specific wagon again, or where would everybody like to go?
Sticking with my halflings.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the second wagon, and I'm gonna get my gift of alacrity on me this time for the day, for 8 hours.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with wagon 5,
Okay. Wagon 5.
but I'm gonna be walking beside it more towards the back. So basically, a little bit in front of wagon 6.
Okay. You do so. The
Just kind
the guy at wagon
wanting to stay
5.
close.
The guy at wagon 5 just kind of waves at you and then flexes a muscle. You see this guy seems to be kind of a pretty like built guy, as he's by himself, but seems very happy, I guess.
Gonna nod and smile and wave as I just kind of trail next to him.
Okay. All right, and then
Is Corin gonna stay at Wagon 4 today?
Yeah, I'm gonna just still stick in my same position, just kind of looking around, going from the back to the front of Wagon 4, just kind of making sure everything's, see what I can see up ahead. Every now and then, take a walk backwards a couple times, like backward step and look behind me, and just kind of look around the sides.
Robider, is the half-leads the last wagon?
6th wagon, I believe.
7th.
Oh no, 7. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's the tieflings in the 6th.
Okay.
I guess in that case, Cal will probably be towards the middle, but I'll be on the opposite side of the side Corin is on,
Okay.
and maybe on occasion be a little bit closer to the front and a little bit closer to the back, just to kind of keep an eye on everything on the other side.
Perfect. Okay. You guys begin your travel. As you, Maz, as you kind of hang out on Wagon 2 for a little bit, you notice that there are 2 elves that drive this wagon, and they seem to just kind of check to see if you're still there, I guess, a couple times. And one of them says, "Sorry, we're just not used to people on top of our wagon."
Are they saying it in common or?
Yeah, it's in common.
Okay. I'm gonna reply to them in Elvish.
Okay.
You know the language. Do not worry. I know that we were hired to protect one particular wagon, but we'll do our best to help each and single group we have in here.
You can see.
The more we are, the stronger.
You can see that they are a little surprised that you replied in Elvish, and they both kind of look at each other for a second. You're able to see now it's a male and a female elf. They seem to have a bit of a brown kind of color to their skin. They're very V-shaped face and pointed back ears. You see as they both look at each other and then they look back at you. You watch as the male speaks to you in Elvish. "Well, thank you for protecting us. It makes us feel much safer that you're this close, ready to defend. You could stay up there as long as you'd like, I suppose."
I like the view.
He says, "Yes, it's he kind of then looks out in front of him. That's nice." And then continues to control his wagon at this point. For everybody else, no, it doesn't seem like anybody specifically talks to you. Frederick, there's multiple times that you see that this guy kind of just leans back and sees you back there and gives you a wave and then keeps going. Just super happy guy, it seems like.
I just kind of smile and wave again for probably like the 6th time, and just saying quietly to myself, like, "Oh, jeez, this guy is so happy." All right, and just keeps walking.
Cool.
Do I see anything odd from the tieflings?
You see one guy who is controlling the wagon, and then 2 are on the side that you're walking on, and they're behind you, not like right behind you, but 15, 20 feet behind, maybe. Nothing seems odd, but both are on that side that you're also patrolling. So
Okay. Again, just keeping a close eye on them while kind of looking out to the side, into the forest and whatnot.
perfect. Surprisingly, as the day goes on, there are no other pits that seem to come up out of nowhere. And actually, this day goes by pretty much pretty boring. You have your break, and then you get to the end of the day where there's nothing seems to come up. It's a pretty normal day. You actually hear some people who are like, all right, this is awesome. Like, nothing's happening. This is great.
Stay vigilant.
Some people are look over at you. Again, who would like to? How would we like to do the nightly rotations?
Just keep saying it.
What's up?
What?
Leaf doesn't have dark vision, but she is very angry that nobody woke her up last night.
Well, all of us don't need to do it. I don't got dark vision either. That's why I got torch.
I'll take second watch this time.
I'll take third.
Yeah, the one that can't see through the night should have the first and last watch, I guess.
I did
So
just
Leaf will
fine.
take the first.
And I'll go mid with Fred.
Okay. After kind of going through the basics and people are setting things up again and whatnot, the caravan master is going and talking to a lot of the people, just like he kind of did the first night. And he comes.
Can I follow with him too to make sure, just of kind of as he goes to each group, to make sure he brings up that they should have at least one person on watch.
Yeah. By the time you get to him, he gets to like the second wagon, and he's basically what you hear is, "Hey, great day today, guys. We made up some good ground." And then at this time, you start to walk up. "Oh, hey, glad to have you back. Hope everything went well with you all today. I'm sure you're
No
tired."
complaints here.
Yeah, he kind of looks up. If any of you, or if either of you are interested in participating in maybe a nightly watch, it's just for a few hours, just to make sure that we're okay and stay safe throughout the night. We would be most gracious. And both of them kind of look a little confused as you hear the male. "Oh, I thought there were hired guards for that."
We can't be everywhere at once.
Right. Okay. He looks at his wife and he just tells her, I think I could take a night. I think it should be okay.
It won't have to be every night. It's just if a caravan or two helps out a little bit, I think it'll go a lot smoother.
He kind of nods his head. Yeah. I don't mind taking a night, as long as I don't have to do every night. I don't mind helping.
I understand.
And the caravan master, Copper, looks up. "Thank you so much. It means a lot to our group, and knowing that you will keep us safe." And he begins to walk to the third wagon, and you continue to walk with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are the first.
Master Copper, if you don't mind, I would. If you don't mind me accompanying you.
Kind of looks over as he's like, kind of quickly. "Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of going through, making sure everybody's okay, and of course, asking if anybody would like to help with the nightly watches."
Sounds good to me.
One thing I do want to say is Cal will volunteer to help Frederick on second shift. And he'll just cover the opposite side that Frederick does.
Okay. I think Maz is also on second.
Oh, so we got 3 people on second then. That's good.
Oh, I could do first instead. I just wanted to whatever shift didn't already have 2 people. At least one of those Cal wants to take to cover the other side.
Okay.
So first or third, if you guys have a preference.
First will be good.
Okay. All right, Cal will take whatever side Leaf isn't on first shift. Cal will take the other side.
I know that I have a great visual on my dark vision up to 90 feet, so the darkest of the night doesn't scare me.
Okay. All right. Well, your Corn, as you continue, he kind of goes through the rundown. "Hey, hope you guys are doing well." And this is the first time that you're meeting the people of Wagon 3. You do see 1 female and 2 men. and they both seemed kind of awkward at first, just social cues maybe, or there's something about them that just makes them act nervous and awkward and kind of weird. But all three of them decline to watch as he asks. He's no, sorry. We we don't know what we would do if something happened. We'd be better off just not having that job. I would fall asleep. And the copper says, okay, well, what if one of the other? No, yeah, we would fall asleep too. It's just not for us. Sorry. And
I'll step forward. At least one person from each wagon will take a night.
you see the female who looks up at you. I don't think we're trustworthy. So it's probably better if you just pick somebody else.
Okay.
Thanks.
I hope nothing happens to you. I'll start walking.
Yeah.
She kind of looks like wide-eyed surprised, and even Copper's like, hey, that's not...
You're in charge. You're in charge of your own fate. If you rather sleep while somebody comes in and tries to stab you, that's your business. That's a waste of a life, in my opinion.
All three kind of look at each other wide-eyed and offended, but they don't reply. They talk amongst themselves, probably mumble behind your back, but even Copper...
Corn's not here to make friends.
Copper's like, okay, let's just go to the next one, which would be your wagon. And he kind of already knows that you guys are all guarding, so he kind of skims past wagon 4 and makes his way to wagon 5, where he talks to this guy, and he just...
Oh wait, that was on wagon 3 that he unleashed.
Yeah. Wagon 3 was the weird, nervous, awkward people.
Everybody marked down that wagon 3 is not being protected.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are first to be left behind.
Hey, if anything happens to them, I'm happy to bring them back, and then they'll take watch. So.
Then they'll have to. They're forced to at that point.
Yeah.
It's the forcing that I'm like...
That's where, like, I feel like Corn would look at them like, oh, okay, you'll take watch one night, and then your eyes like flash green. It's like, oh shit.
Hey, Leaf, you got that dagger?
I guess Mazakin would be close enough to hear that conversation go, I guess. From the top of the wagon number 2.
Yeah. You would have probably been, as everybody kind of came into a circle, again, kind of in another just open area. A few more trees are around, but close enough at this point that you probably would have got some gist of that.
Mazzy's gonna come behind after the boys leave to the further wagons to just try to reassure those they're humans, right?
Yes.
To reassure those folks, look, we're but a small group of guardians, and there's so much we can do. We'll do our best to protect, but if your life comes into danger, at least defend yourself. Don't just...
You see...
Try to put all the way on us. Is what my friend tried to say.
You
Like in a more polite and trying to defuse that shit, because holy shit.
Yeah, so you see all three kind of look at each other, and they nod their head a little bit, and they just tell you, like, yeah, the female, yeah, well, I mean, thing is like, we're just not good at this whole, like, teamwork stuff, and I just don't think it'll be good if we are dependent on, is all we're really trying to say. and we have these, and she like reaches down to pull out like a hidden knife underneath like a dress that she's wearing, and it's a dagger, simple, and we can defend ourselves. You know, it's
And that's what we ask. Is just be ready for any outcome. Teamwork can be. I can understand how teamwork can be very scary sometimes. But and she's gonna grab some of her pen and well, no, that would be better or something. Wood. She's gonna grab some small branches and just to show her point. You see, when you have one branch, it's easier to crack it. But if you pull all those many branches together, it's a lot harder to break together. So, yeah, no, I can't do that.
That's just natural 20 actually said, oh.
As much as teamwork can be a cure for some, it is sometimes a better option than try to fight on your own.
You see that there's a nod of understanding among three of them. Okay.
Just do your best.
Yeah, we will.
We'll do our best.
Okay.
And she helps back on
They kind of nod their heads.
situation diffused.
Yes, the tension there definitely helped. Moving on to Wagon 5 now with Corin and the Caravan Master. You see as he kind of walks forward, kind of looks over at you, Corin, and kind of
just making sure they know.
And then looks back up at the guy who is currently like grabbing some things off the top of his wagon and saddling some things together. It seems like a little knapsack, and he kind of looks up. Hey, everything going well? And the guy turns. Hey, it's great. It's been a good day. And he's like, I've been trying to get this guy's attention back here, and he's pointing over at Frederick, who's, man, he's a quiet guy, but that's all right.
He's never quiet. That's crazy. He's a super friendly guy.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sure he'd really appreciate you go talk to him sometime.
I waved to him about 15 or 20 times today. He just wouldn't say anything.
Well, we're on guard duty, so it's kind of hard for him. He needs word focused. But at any time now, we all take shifts, so I'm sure, you can probably go talk to him for a little bit before he catches some sleep.
Oh, yeah, I might do that. I'm going to prepare for the night. I may come by. He seems like a really good guy. He waved at me every single time.
He's very friendly.
Well, me too, so I think we'll get along.
Currently, Frederick is passed the fuck out, so he went to bed immediately.
Okay.
I will say, I think Frederick's whole thing is being friendly to the guy, but like he's trying to stay focused on these tieflings. He wants to make sure they're not like doing anything they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So I'm not real focused on like talking to other people much right now.
Yeah. He looks kind of back. Yeah. So anyway, Neenan, you said something about just kind of keeping the place safe, I suppose, huh? And the copper kind of looks. Yeah. If you got some time, maybe to take a watch sometime, you'd help these guys out some. Okay, and the guy looks back up. Oh, sure. Ain't nothing getting past me, I tell you that. I hope I don't keep the whole camp awake, because he's just as loud as you're able to all hear. This guy is very loud, and he says, "Well, nothing's gonna get past me. You just tell me when you need me, and I'll show up."
just remember, sometimes it's better to be seen, not you see something. Because I don't want you to put your lives in danger. We just want a little help looking out for dangers.
Okay. Yep. No problem from me.
Thank you.
Anytime. Hey, come by and chat sometime. I'd love to talk to
Sure.
you. I just love
Sure.
talking to people. You know.
Hey, cannot say the same, but I understand.
Well, now I'll change that. I'll come by and I'll talk to you sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, big smile on his face. He waits till you guys walk past and then kind of gets back to work on his stuff. You get to Wagon 6, where the 3 tieflings are currently unloading some things, and as you get close, they all kind of leave their they close their tarp and they walk kind of forward to both of you. And
Before Copper can ask them, talk about the watch, I'll kind of put a hand on his shoulder and say, "This group was actually very helpful last night. They stood watch as well, so I don't think them not performing any help.
and
They're
as
the only other ones that awakened in the camp last night,
Copper,
and I want to say it loud enough so they can hear me say that too."
cool. Yeah, I was gonna say even one of them would have heard for sure because they were paying attention to your conversation. And Copper, kind of, as he looks over, as he's about to respond, one of the tieflings actually responds. Yes, one of us will be awake every night.
That's all we ask.
And there's a nod before you kind of watch, noticing differently this time. Their eyes are not orange. They seem to be just normal colored. It's hard to tell with their hoods, but you don't see like an orange or orange glow or anything like that.
If Copper gets done talking to him, I'll let him go like a few feet away from me, like start getting toward the 7th wagon, at least a little bit more out of earshot, and I'll just kind of look over at the 3 groups and just the 3 people in the group and just say, "In Infernal, see you tonight," and I'll just walk away. Because Infernal is one of my languages.
Okay. As soon as like half turning your head, all 3 heads pop up.
I don't even look back. I just move.
Okay.
Said not make it obvious.
That's why I said I waited for them. I said just to them.
But yes, as you were turning your head, you saw 3 of their heads just kind of pop up, surprised, but didn't give them any time to react. They say nothing or chase you down. You catch up to Copper?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, Leaf, you see Copper who shows up, and Erwin and Cassius are currently preparing some things, and Erwin was actually headed your direction before Copper gets there first, and just says, "Hey, so I hope everything went well. Very safe trip today, and everything doing all right back here?" And Cassius kind of looks up. "Oh yeah, yes, everything's great. I love these long, just relaxing rides. They're just good." And Erwin's like, "Oh, they are. They're just." And this one back here, she's just so sweet. She talks to us the whole time and takes care of us, and it's just very nice. And Copper kind of looks back. "Well, that's great. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get to the point here. We're looking for more people to take on nightly watches. So if either of you feel like you could stay up for 3 or 4 hours and just kind of watch over your wagon or the rest of the caravan, you'd be doing us a big favor." And they both kind of look at each other a bit hesitant. And they look back. I mean, we don't mind staying up, I guess. But we're not very combat ready. And
We don't know combat needed. Just if you're up and you see something, Again, I've been telling all the caravan, all the wagons, just let us know. We're happy to handle. We just can't. We only have so many eyes. If I'm over there at wagon 1 and you're over here wagon 6, I can't see what's going on over here. So if you give a shout, we will be there.
Yeah, she kind of looks. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Does that make sense to you, Cass? And Cassius. Oh yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, I can sacrifice a couple nights maybe and help out.
Thank you.
Copper kind of nods his head and looks back at you. Okay, well that's just about everybody. So hopefully that'll be enough people to. If you guys just need a break, then just call on one of them. They'll help you.
Like I said, if just we can figure out, let people take their own watches, and like I said, we'll be walking around at night. So
perfect. Well, I'm sorry that you guys were a little bit, I guess, misinformed or whatever it is, but
we were not misinformed. I want to make this as smooth trip as possible. The closer we get to Esaron, have you heard the news of Esaron?
I've heard some stuff. I think everybody has at this point, but surely it's in a better place than it was when the attack happened.
I don't count on things. I don't count on hope from the gods. I'd rather take our own luck. And I'd rather be prepared than caught unawares.
Well, let's do our best to stay safe then, and we'll make it there alive.
That's all we want to do.
All right. He kind of pats you on the back. I'm going to head back up to the front and get some of my stuff ready.
Yes, sir.
He kind of makes his way back up as everybody else begins to unwind for the night. So, we are going to go into watches. Who was our first watch again? Or did anybody want to do anything else before everybody kind of goes to sleep?
I'll probably just read from my book more if I can about the just any time a chance I get. I just want to try to keep reading for that book.
Okay.
Cal will practice a little bit on his lute.
Okay.
A little bit distracted.
Okay.
Leavin's gonna write another letter to her mom because she hasn't heard anything back.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten anything back from anybody.
Nope.
Correct.
These were just one-way messages.
No, they could send a response. This is the one like Cephas thought. I thought.
Oh, I thought
right.
they were one-way.
They could flip it around. I thought and send it back. I thought that's what Ava told us.
This is there's like a message reply on the back, kind of like a text, I guess you could say.
Okay.
I just thought as long as there was room on the paper, I thought it could be sent.
Yeah.
I thought that's what she had said.
Yeah. Those were in that same fashion.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that like Cephas and those guys would be able to send one back no matter what, because they've sent you some. There just hasn't been a response.
Right.
But yes, you haven't received anything back yet.
Right.
So Leaf, you're gonna send another letter.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna give it another. If I haven't heard anything back from the warden tomorrow night, I'll send a letter.
Okay. Okay. So who is on our first watch again?
I
Leaf
believe
and
that
Cal.
would be
Leaf and Cal.
Me and Leaf, yeah.
Okay. I'd like you to make perception checks.
Yeah, and this time I'll actually do a separate roll this time than helping her out since we're gonna be on opposite sides.
Okay.
I rolled worse.
Yeah. Hey, good thing you got a +4.
Yeah.
So the
I think
ogres are now
proficiency.
going to attack on Cal's side.
Wow.
Okay. You go throughout your shift, and you don't see anything. Again, you do, Cal, kind of being a little bit more wary this time and stronger in your fortitude. You're able to notice that there is a single individual from Wagon 6 sitting kind of in the same position as before. And again, there are those glowing orange eyes that still kind of send maybe a chill down your spine. For some reason, it's just kind of And maybe you feel like you know the reason, but it is just off. But anyway, as your watch progresses, nothing seems to happen. Is there anything you'd like to do while you seem to be the only two awake alongside this one other individual? No.
I think Leaf
I
is
guess
pretty content to just get that letter sent.
Okay.
Cal will do just like a small, like kind of like salute wave to the one that's awake,
Yeah.
but he won't bother them or pester them about anything. Cal will leave them be.
Okay. There's like a nod when you do so, but nothing else. Your shift comes to an end as you make your way to open or awake, and your second shift. Who's on second shift?
Yep, that'd be Mazzy and Frederick.
Okay. You
I
two-
imagine Leaf probably wants to wake up Frederick. Between picking two of them, actually, or maybe Leaf doesn't want to wake up either of them. I'll wake up whoever Leaf doesn't.
Yeah, whichever one I'm closest to is who I'm
Okay.
grabbing.
That makes sense.
Okay. So both of you are awoken by Leaf and Cal. Anything you'd like to say to each other before?
I'll just tell him nothing to report. Just keep an eye out. So far, so good.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll just kind of get up and light a torch and start walking,
Okay.
keeping an eye
Put
out.
my sword unsheathed and clip on the sheet so that it does close. So at least Frederick can see roughly where I am with a little bit of light it shed.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of playing with my darts as I'm walking, so.
Sure. Both of you can roll perception.
Okay. Damn.
Okay, okay.
Right.
Very nice.
Nice.
Come unseen.
Okay, so you guys begin to patrol. Maz and Fred, you both make your first round, where you both end up seeing the individual at Wagon 6 again, who seems to be awake and watching. And both of you will notice the orange eyes that they glare you down with. Everybody else seems to also be asleep, from what you can tell. Is there anything you'd like to do, or would you just like to keep kind of patrolling?
Keep patrolling.
Okay.
Pretty much it.
I'm sure with patrol.
Okay.
I'm always on the roof with the wagons.
Okay.
Better view.
Nice. All right. Something that both of you kind of notice on your shift is that it is very quiet. I mean, before you've heard like wildlife, you've heard like birds, and you've heard just other wolves and things. But tonight it's like very quiet. As you're kind of patrolling around, you're keeping your eyes out. You don't see anything. And then there's a moment where both of you, far off, very, very distant, you hear what sounds like a roar that echoes across. It's very distant. It's just a deep roar.
I'm going to quickly but quietly make my way over to the rest of the group, and I'm gonna start I'm gonna nudge everybody awake and just kind of quietly. I don't know if you guys heard that. There's something in the woods. It's too quiet, and then we just heard a large roar, some kind. Just in case, let's kind of all get up.
Okay.
We're still on a plain kind of road, right?
Yes, yeah. You're a little off of the road, but so ahead of you, it's kind of a straight path, but there does begin to pick up some trees. But what you heard was pretty far away. Like it sounded like right now you're probably safe. You don't know what it was, but it was pretty far away, it seemed.
Okay.
You did awake everybody, Frederick?
Well, I didn't realize it was like really far
Sorry.
away.
Yeah.
No. Would I have known that it's probably
Rewind.
really far away?
Yeah, when you heard it, you would have known that like this thing is pretty distant. Like it's not in a at least from when you heard it, it didn't seem like it was in a threat range.
But
I
ahead
guess-
of us, so
I guess I won't. I guess I won't wake anybody up, but I'm definitely going to keep a careful eye in that direction.
Okay.
And I'll just go from there. I'm just gonna keep a close eye in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was closer than.
Oh, you're good. It's about another 10 minutes or so go by when you hear it again, and it's a lot closer.
that thing moves quick.
I'm gonna then
and it
go
was
over towards.
more this time, more of like a screeching sound, mixed in with like this low roar. It's like a screeching roar.
If it's been 10 minutes and it's gotten this close,
It's a
I'm
bit
gonna-
shocking.
I'm gonna start waking people. I'm gonna start waking the group up. Tell them basically what I said this time. Be like, hey, this thing just moved closer towards us.
Okay.
And Mazzy's gonna start flying up. Say if we were in combat, she's using both her attack, her action and movement to just hold 60 feet up in the air and have a good look of the surroundings.
Okay. So you bolt 60 feet up in the air. The rest of you are awoken by Mazzy and Frederick, who have told you about this roar, this screeching roar that they heard one time, and then a second time, way closer than what they feel like they expect in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
quietly say to Frederick, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but if I start doing magic, don't stand next to me.
Oh,
Is it that time of the day again?
okay,
It's for your safety.
got it. Weird time to tell me, but all right.
Let's guys, let's split up. Go to pick a wagon and let's start getting everybody to the center fire.
Okay.
Just be safe, and I will immediately go to wagon 3.
Okay. You go to wagon 3. You notice too at this point that wagon 6, all 3 of them are awake and up. These noises, these roars, you heard coming from the north, which was in the direction of Esaron and Murta and all of that, up to the north.
Can I send it to from Murta
Well, just like in the north direction,
from that direction?
northeastern direction.
Oh,
You're keeping an eye out, and it's maybe 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, somewhere in there. People are starting to get huddled kind of in the middle, and you see a few people are a little afraid. Some people are just kind of looking, and then there's the roar again, screeching, loud, high pitched this time. as it's closer. Maybe a day's walk away this time. Loud. You look and you see kind of the direction where it comes from. As all of you are looking, everybody's kind of watching in that direction. And off in the distance, you see a red flame spark across the sky.
Oh crap.
I had a feeling.
He's coming for us.
It's the dragon. They kept their word.
Just one flame across the sky, and people in the center huddle are like, "What? What was that? Did
It'll
anybody
be
else see
okay.
that?"
It'll be okay. We just
Frederick immediately pulls out his quarterstaff and twirls it for a second, getting
we're
ready.
just taking precautions.
I'm getting
Keep
down
quiet.
30 feet.
we just all see just Mazikeen disappears in a poof of feathers.
Try to keep quiet. I'll try to see if I can look for copper. Let's douse the fires.
You, Copper is awake and he's running, or he was right next to y'all's wagon, group 4.
Yeah.
And
Question.
what's up?
This is out in the open, right? Like there is no cover.
Yeah.
Not
so we have
really.
to work
There's
the flame
there's some
and the
trees. It's not like a forest, but more so just like a small clump of trees.
and that's where the sound's coming from.
It's the trees are more kind of in front of you guys. The sound is coming. The trees are more south. The sound is coming from the north.
I'm gonna look to Copper and everyone else, and because we saw the streak of flame in the sky, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna look to everyone and like, just in case, get ready to run for the trees.
You see people.
But everyone stay huddled back and get towards the southern side of this camp.
You see people who are looking amongst each other, maybe kind of talking to each other, whispering. The 3 individuals at Wagon 6 are talking to each other. Everyone's kind of talking. And people seem to be a little bit more worried than anything as you all are watching.
I'm just thinking, because if this is some big creature or something, I think the trees are going to give at least everyone else more cover. They might be more protected while we're dealing with it here out in the open or something like that.
You all continue to wait, and it's another 5 minutes when you see another streak of fire across about a day away. Doesn't seem like it's hitting like towards the ground, but just in the air. And
Is that the direction of Lycidion as well?
I'm sorry. Yes, Lycidian, not towards Esaron. I said Esaron earlier.
Right, yeah.
I meant towards Lycidian and Murta, and all of them up to the north.
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to get my head out. Okay.
Sorry. I
No,
said
no,
that
no,
wrong
you're good.
earlier.
No, you're good. I was good.
So kind of in that direction towards Lycidian. You guys watch as another streak of fire kind of goes across the sky. And you know that's maybe a day away or so. It's kind of close to that city. If you're judging it from where you're at now. And you all kind of sit and wait, and there's more of this flame coming from the sky in that direction. You wait a few more moments. You try to pinpoint your eyes, but you're not able to see anything. It's pitch dark outside. And then you see a streak of a white flash. You hear the crackle of thunder. You watch another streak of white flash. You're seeing lightning flash across the sky in that same direction. People are in the group are looking amongst themselves. They're starting to get a little bit more worried and frantic.
Does that look like natural lightning, or does that look like arcane lightning?
I'd say make an investigation as best as you can, just from what you're seeing.
Does it seem like this is getting closer to us?
Right now, it seems like it hasn't moved much.
Oh. And you said it seems like
18.
18. The way in the same direction that it's in, and it's hard to tell, but you're leaning more towards that it's a little unnatural. Looking
Right.
at how the weather has been too, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of like thunderstorm or anything. Maybe it is a day away, but it's hard to believe that that was a natural bolt of lightning. You continue to watch as another bolt of lightning flashes across the sky. You hear another screeching roar come up from that location. And then you wait a few moments. And then you hear a very loud, almost humming. And as you watch, there's another screeching roar. This is much closer to you all in just a few moments, maybe 5 minutes or so.
Kyle, let me see your back real quick. Take out a piece of the paper, put on his back. Cephas. Stephen. If you have sent the dragon against us, call it off. We are making our way towards Blackstone as we speak. If you endanger the lives of any more people besides of our feud, there will be consequences. And then I'll just put down, the Unbroken, and then just.
Okay. You watch as it poofs away from you and sends off like it always has. And you continue to wait. As you wait a few moments longer, you hear flying over you now. Heavy winds.
Telling everybody to stay down, get flat. I'm not even talking. I'm just like, put my hand over my mouth. If anybody starts talking, I grab them and push them down. Like, just trying to make everyone as flat as possible.
Frederick just has his eyes directly up and his hand is just tightening across his quarterstaff.
You hear this heavy winds as you look up, even though it's pitch dark, with a little, it's not a full moon, it's probably like a crescent moon maybe, but with just enough moonlight, you see a large beast in the sky flying. You see what looks like large wings flying right over your caravan. You feel
How up above me?
pretty high, probably at least maybe 300 feet up in the air. It may be enough if you're like hovering to almost like send you downward a little bit from the strength of just as its wings flap. It's sending this very strong gust of wind down on top of your group. It sends a chill throughout your camp, and small belongings may kind of take flight for just a few moments before falling down. Right over the top of you all, you hear this unnatural, screeching roar that a lot of you have to almost grab your ears and hold them because it's like piercing your ears. You see everybody else too, and some people trying to stay quiet as they bend down. The beast flies over you and continues southward. But not too long after it passes over you, a flame shoots out in the sky again, followed up by a shot of lightning.
From the exact same position as what the dragon just went? If the dragon shot flame, there was like lightning coming from that dragon as well, or?
Yeah, from what you can tell, there seems to be a streak of fire that blows, and then a few moments of after that ends, a lightning bolt swings across the sky, and then another screeching roar. There's a moment where you're looking, and you wait as you hear the hum slowly disappear. But then you hear the ground shake as you think that this beast has landed somewhere nearby. You see up in the sky another flame shoot straight up vertically, maybe half a day away from you, and just maybe a minute of travel. Another lightning bolt shoots straight up from the ground. You can even almost feel like if you look hard enough, you can see it out in the distance. And then there's a glow that almost seems to emanate, and you can kind of see off in the distance this long tail that glows, almost like it's starting from the back, makes its way up the body, through the back of the legs, across the wings, and up to what looks like the neck, into the face area. And it's just looking. You can see it looking. It looks amongst and around, and it even almost looks at your whole caravan. Shoots another breath of fire up into the air. Another screeching roar that even at this distance you still have to hold your ears. And then it flies back over your caravan with this red glow in the sky over you, back towards the north. And you watch it like a beaming red light almost, before it just shuts off completely. And you don't hear from it again.
So back towards Lasidian.
You don't see it. You don't see another flame. You don't see any more lightning. It seems as if it just disappears completely.
Back north towards Lasidian.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where we're going to end off our session for tonight.
So two damn dragons, you guys are, oh god.
You don't know what you fucked up and walked into.
The caravan doesn't either.
No.
You probably. I mean,
It could be. It just could be a regular dragon. It could. I mean, not the
it could be a
dragon.
coincidence.
Yeah, it could be.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was, for a group called the Black Hand, I was expecting them to send like a black dragon, you know?
Two
Like
on the
a
nose.
Black dragon. Two on the nose. Okay.
I don't personally, I don't think this is any normal dragon. The fact that it glowed and it shot lightning and fire,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think this is just a normal dragon, and
Yeah.
It's probably
I'm
your god.
scared because
your
I'm
god.
having thoughts right
Enslaved
now,
by
and
the
I
Black
think
Hand.
Nat 20 knows the thoughts that I'm having right now.
I mean, it could be from the Black Hand. They just did some magical bad voodoo to it.
Wait, that was only one dragon?
Seemed like that was just
creature.
I
one.
was saying that there sounded like there was two. One that was one day away, one that was next to us.
Oh no, it was
Oh,
one.
I thought it was
that,
one person. Yeah, one thing.
It was one, but it moved very quickly. Like ridiculously quickly across the sky. Whenever it moved over you all, and then it landed basically ahead of you all. And then it picked itself up and then flew back over you and basically disappeared in the night.
See, I'm hoping my theory is wrong. I'm not gonna say my theory, but I'm hoping my theory. No, I don't hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm correct, but I'm
But that it
scared that
doesn't
I'm
make sense.
correct. I'm terrified if I'm correct.
Well, as a player, if I understand well, I know where this is going. And this is absolutely fucking terrifying.
Welcome to the group.
For a bit at least. For when I can...
Mm-hmm.
When, yeah.
Oh yeah, no worries. You picked a great time though to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Just as good as when Leaf joined.
Yeah, I really
almost.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
At least when I'm here, you're gonna have a cleric to help.
Appreciate that.
I've got a good assortment of skill to help y'all. I'm sure.
Awesome. All
And
right.
I fly.
You do fly, which was
That's
pretty
pretty
cool.
dope. That is dope.
Flying is cool.
And anything to do help around a battlefield. I feel like if I'm gonna be something that's not always there,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be useful to have something like that that's gonna come in, come out, and
Mhm.
not control the battlefield, but yes, at the same time, in terms of help and support.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, thank you so much for coming out to tonight's session. If you're watching this on YouTube, I just want to say this is the first time that I'm uploading to YouTube, but this is actually the 30th time that we've played. I number these sessions on Twitch. But so for 30 weeks, we've been playing this game. And so we have been a little off and on, but 30 weeks, we met 30 today. So if you want to rewatch this and you maybe caught half of it or whatever here on Twitch, go watch it on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much. I will catch you guys on the next one. And take care of yourselves. I love you all. And we'll see you next time. Peace out, guys.